At the time, the Cleveland Browns coach said he was just about to tell him that until I came in there.
Ball on, good catch. That was Cody.
Okay, we got go routes coming up. Down the stretch we come of the first ever night version of the NFL Scouting Combine. Wide receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends before the linemen and running backs have at it tomorrow. Back with Thursday night football in Indianapolis, Combine style.
I got some fries, some nuggets, ooh, double cheeseburger, a cookie. There's 5 things here, so I'm thinking $7.
It's actually just $4.
It's $4. It's an awesome combo.
Get a double cheeseburger or any of these sandwiches in the 5 for $4. Your way, way better.
I sent your new prescription to the pharmacy.
Any idea how much it will cost?
I recommend GoodRx. You get free coupons to save on your prescriptions.
GoodRx. Smart.
Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
Thanks.
Download the free app today.
On October 18th, 2015, my cousin Corey was killed by a plainclothes police officer.
There's just some things that are bigger than football. And I felt like starting the Players Coalition and affecting change in this country was one of those things.
We focused on police community relations, education and economic advancement, and criminal justice reform. The best way to inspire change is to be it.
The flu sucks everything out of you. The fever, aches, and chills can flatten you fast. Prescription Xofluza can help you feel better in just over 2 days. Over-the-counter medicines just treat symptoms. Xofluza is different. It attacks the flu virus at its source with just 1 dose. But your window for prescription treatment is short. Ask your doctor about Xofluza within 48 hours of your first symptoms. Xofluza treats the flu in people 12 years and older whose flu symptoms started within the last 2 days. Before taking Xofluza, tell your doctor if you're pregnant, nursing, and all the medications you take. Do not take Xofluza if you are allergic to baloxavir marboxyl or any of the ingredients in Xofluza. If you develop an allergic reaction, call your doctor immediately. The most common side effects are bronchitis, nausea, diarrhea, sinusitis, and headache. The sooner your doctor prescribes Xofluza, the sooner you can start feeling like you, not the flu. Xofluza, 1 dose can do it. Visit Xofluza.com to download a coupon.
Atkins peanut butter cups are my favorite, but I always want one more. You? Yes, Hannah. The answer is yes. Chocolate, peanut butter, and 0 sugar. We can have one more. Well, wait, this is a good one. Can I suggest Atkins make a peppermint patty? It's my favorite candy, but would love a low-carb version. I am with you on the whole peppermint patty thing, Amelia, and it looks like someone at Atkins is thinking just like we are. So let's enjoy.
I watch it pretty much every day. I love the crew.
This is the guy who changed the game.
He's been an absolute leader.
Good Morning Football is part of my routine.
They might be the team no one wants to play.
I've never seen anything like it.
Keeps you engaged and keeps you right where you need to be.
All right, well, nice you know it moment. Moments ago, Jeff Thomas and KJ Osborne with Irvin.
He's got the jacket.
Unfortunately, I think animals were harmed in the making of this photograph.
There's only one Michael Irvin.
Oh, my gosh. Love you, Irv. Great stuff with Irv and Kurt and Steve Smith and Kim Jones and Peter Schrager and Charles Davis and Chris Rose, Ian Rappaport, and you, sir. Great job.
1 down, buddy.
1 down, 3 more nights to go.
That was fun, man.
And by the way, that CD Lamb catch was the last one. A nice Costanza walk-off here in Indianapolis.
Out the building.
Out the door. You got to know when to leave, right? You got to know when to leave. So we're done. Henry Ruggs, unfortunately, could not break John Ross's record, as we had a fun night here watching Jalen Hurts and the rest of the quarterback class. Tight ends go at it. We will see you at 4 Eastern Time Friday for the offensive linemen and the running backs. The first ever primetime version, Combine After Dark, signing off for night 1 on NFL Network.
want the numbers? You want the 40 times? You want the data? And we've got it for you right here. It all went down right there, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The combine continues today, but the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, and ooh, a quick tight end or two were out there doing their thing. Just last night, it was a primetime affair. Okay, this music we just have to talk about.
Let's go. Come on, I'm just hopping right here.
The weekend is here.
Let's go.
Okay.
Give it your best Ellen, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well,
You just do this.
Coming down the aisle, doing a little. She's like,
just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
There shows Good Morning Football. We are live in New York City. It's Friday. Yes, February 28th. The combine is all weekend long. My name's Kate. Nate Burleson, Kyle Brandt are here, and it's time to hit the lead block.
Lead block.
All right, so here's what happened. Our very own NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport is reporting that Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa had an overall positive physical yesterday at the combine. The NFL teams will still be relying on his doctors for an update on his dislocated hip. The injury is considered what they're calling a trauma injury rather than a sports injury. Tua still on pace to be cleared by March 9th. Let's welcome in a guy who was up all night covering the combine. We probably drank this big of a cup of coffee. I had to show this. It's my favorite graphic I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
How
I hope
cool
it's
is
iced
this?
for Peter's sake. That's all he takes.
The napkin.
That's all he'll drink.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. I mean, that was the coolest, one of the coolest things I saw at the combine, Peter. But tell me about everything you saw, about the performances, and which quarterback might be working his way up.
First of all, how about a virtual reality moment for Good Morning Football last night? That cup doesn't really exist. That is all virtual, so that was a huge deal. But really, to me, Justin Herbert was the biggest story last night. This is the quarterback out of Oregon who, coming out of the college season, was a Rose Bowl champion, had this wonderful resume. He's 6'6", and yet scouts were kind of saying, I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. Well, last night he showed up at the combine, and with Tua out with the injury, and of course Joe Burrow opting not to throw, Justin Herbert stole the show. Just a fantastic night for a guy who coming into the season was considered one of the top quarterbacks and kind of faded on those lists because of really reasons like, hey, they're not throwing the ball enough in the offense, or his stats aren't what they are, and maybe he's not the most charismatic leader. Well, there were about 15 quarterbacks throwing last night, and this guy was clearly the alpha of the group. The arm strength was there, and scouts and coaches were blowing up my phone saying, hey, Herbert had a night. You always look for the guy who makes money and makes a statement in an evening where everyone is watching. And what Justin Herbert did, both physically and also in the interviews this week, he really helped his draft stock. Last year, Daniel Jones was the Senior Bowl MVP, went from that stage to having a really good combine, to acing the pro day, to going to be a top 10 pick and ending up the quarterback of the New York Giants. Justin Herbert, Senior Bowl MVP, had a great week at the combine. Is going to have a wonderful pro day up there in Eugene, Oregon, and I would not be shocked, not only if he's the third quarterback off the board, but if he also goes in the top 5 of the NFL draft. A flawless performance from Justin Herbert last evening. The interviews were key, but the performance left no doubt in anyone's mind that if I'm a general manager and I need a quarterback and Tua and Burrow are gone, I can rely that this guy might end up having the same career, if not better than both of those guys. Justin Herbert, the Oregon Duck, is the one who stole the night last night.
Powerful performance. You know that I love those LA Chargers. I got a lot of tweets, a lot of texts from people in that organization and fans saying, oh, we want this to be our guy early. So maybe he made himself some money last night. Powerful, powerful performance by him. Shregs will get to you in a bit. Get some coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe a lozenge for the old throat. Poor Peter Schrager's been working a ton.
All the news that Peter's broken in his career, the biggest news is that the coffee mug was fake. That blew me away.
Yeah.
I thought they spent all that money, made a giant coffee mug. Peter, you killed it.
Shout out to Peter working double shifts, man. He's been kicking butt all week out there.
And so did the quarterbacks yesterday. We know Burrow and Tua weren't out there. So it was everybody's opportunity to sort of make a name for themselves. Hawaii's Cole McDonald led the quarterbacks with a 4.53 40-yard dash time, followed closely by Oklahoma quarterback Jalen Hurts with a 4.59. Kyle, what stood out to you?
This one goes out to our parents' generation. There's an Indiana musician, a legend named John Mellencamp. And one of his biggest songs was Hurts So Good.
So good.
And Jalen Hurts did his thing. Here's what's fascinating about this. You watch any college football, we've seen more Jalen Hurts than any player at the Combine, any player in the Combine for years. There should have been no mystery of how he's going to play. None of this, what does he have, and yet there was. There was still this palpable, I don't know if he's going to show up and turn into a pumpkin. He looked great. Throwing the ball, I didn't see any difference between he and Herbert or Love or any of them. Then he runs the 4.59. Guys, the losers, I think, of the draft are going to be the people who doubt Jalen Hurts. This is a guy who years ago was dueling Deshaun Watson in a national title game.
Yeah.
I thought he looked great. I thought this is the guy who's going to go all the way up to the second round. I think that's the truth. And guess what, my friends? The truth hurts.
Ooh.
Jalen Hurts, congratulations. Great night.
All right, for me, I'm looking at Jacob Eason. I want to be a little bit biased. My father went to the University of Washington, so I'm going to talk about a Husky. And Jacob Eason, big fella. We're talking 6'6", 230. He started at Georgia, and then he transferred. He got a little bit of a bad rap when he was in college, so this week was big for him. I mean, he lost his position to another Jake Fromm, but from then on out, my man showed off what is exactly his talent, and that is that big arm. Listen, he ran a 4.9, so that's comparable to Cousins or Dalton, but he has a much bigger arm. And he showed it off. Sailed a little bit on a couple of balls, but that's okay. I mean, when you think about what this league is about, it's about quarterbacks that can move a little bit in the pocket and can let it go deep, especially if they have the wide receivers and the skill players to go get it. Bucky Brooks has him at 30th in his latest mock draft, and that's to the Packers. So could there be a succession plan for teams like the Packers who have a big-time quarterback but with a big-time dollar sign hanging over his head? Looking at Jacob Eason, I'm telling you, man, just like an Eason bat, he knocked it out of the park yesterday.
We started with the Tua news. You guys didn't get to comment on it. Yeah. Thoughts on the Tua positive physical? Any of these quarterbacks, you know, the one you're talking about, Hurts so good. Eason, even Herbert, who was clearly the star of the entire event yesterday. Yeah. Do you think that they're making things murky at the top of the draft?
Murky as hell, but exciting as hell, and all positive. You know, he could have gotten these tests and, well, they're concerned about this. Yeah. It seems to be trending positive because all we've talked about for weeks with Tua is it's in the doctor's hands. The doctors seem to be encouraged. Yeah. I think it's crazy that with the Herbert performance last night and Peter saying it could be a top 5 pick, Herbert is 6'6", 235. He is about 8 inches taller than Tua, and they could go back-to-back. It's a wild top of the draft.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then when you look at the news that came out yesterday on Thaddeus Moss, the tight end, Randy Moss's son, Van Jefferson, Sean Jefferson's son, the wide receiver out of Florida.
Boy.
Yeah, my boy. These guys were checked out by these doctors who are very extensive in the way that they approach this, and they have to sit out 6 to 8 weeks. So you know that these doctors were pulling and prodding and looking at every little detail when it came to Tua. So for good news to come out, that's great for him.
I'm sure you want to talk about the wide receivers. We'll do all of that. It's the running backs, the offensive linemen, and special teams today at the draft in Indy, at the Combine, rather. So now with the look at what we can expect on day 2, let's send it over to Daniel Jeremiah and Rich Eisen, who's still prepping for that 40.
Okay, so what'd you make of night 1?
Well, I thought the stars delivered. Really, when you look at this wide receiver group, we saw Henry Ruggs, you know, get close to that record, getting in the 4.2s. We knew that speed was going to be there. But then it was the other guys. You look at Jerry Jeudy, the way he ran and the way he went through his field workout. CeeDee Lamb delivered, was outstanding, capped it off with a big-time catch to end the night. You heard JJ there talking about Justin Jefferson. I thought was the most important 40 of the evening, running in the low 4.4s. Somebody that the tape is outstanding. That was a small question about him. How fast is he? Well, he answered that one.
Okay, now you've got the offensive linemen to protect these quarterbacks so they could throw to these receivers and tight ends that we saw on Thursday night. And on Friday night, after the 4 Eastern tip-off or kickoff, if you will, for the offensive linemen, we got running backs. What are you looking forward to seeing there?
All right, it's a great group of backs. It's deep. We talk about wide receivers, DBs, and running backs, the 3 deepest positions in this draft. You've got Swift from Georgia, who I feel like is the best one, J.K. Dobbins from Ohio State, Clyde Edwards-Helaire from LSU, and on and on and on. It is a very deep crop of running backs we're going to see.
Jonathan Taylor also.
Oh, it goes and goes and goes.
It just does. And tonight, that was fun, right? Nighttime?
It was a lot of fun. I thought Justin Herbert, the way he ripped it out there. Steven Montez helped himself. Jordan Love, you saw the live arm with him. Jalen Hurts ran well, threw the ball well. It was a good night.
It sure was for all of us here at NFL Network as well. We enjoyed doing it under the lights. Let's do it 3 more times, starting with Friday at 4 Eastern time with the offensive linemen. Let's send things now, however, back to you in the studio.
Appreciate you, Rich. Coverage of the 2020 NFL Combine continues. It's presented by Verizon. You can see it tonight. Like Rich said, coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's the next generation of stars on the biggest stage there is, live in prime time, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. There's new developments out of Indianapolis in the Tom Brady free agency saga. I told you.
Told us. What'd you tell me, Kay? What'd you tell me?
We'll yell at each other after the.
Did Brady change teams?
Good Morning Football is brought to you by Amica Auto, Home, and Life Insurance.
No, this ain't no sandwich. Because on a sandwich, they ask you if you want cheese. But on a papadilla, cheese is what's holding the whole operation together. Get one now for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Break out the butter. Lobster Fest has something for every lobster fan, like wild-caught lobster, butter poached, creamy, and roasted. Or try lobster sautéed with crab, shrimp, and more. So hurry in and let's Lobster Fest. Or get it to go at redlobster.com.
Welcome to the NFL Draft.
This is what an MVP does. There goes Barkley. Oh, baby!
I think they got the best player in the draft.
The Heisman winner, the champion, Joe Burrow, arguably the best college football season ever.
Chase Young.
He's tough. He's an instant playmaker.
The legend of Tua Tagovailoa has begun.
Justin Herbert is going to end with a Pac-12 championship and a Rose Bowl victory.
Now we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it, a record on job creation, a doable plan to combat climate change.
I led a complex, diverse city through 9/11, and I have common sense plans to move America away from chaos to progress. I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message. Now we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it, a record on job creation, a doable plan to combat climate change.
I led a complex, diverse city through 9/11, and I have common sense plans to move America away from chaos to progress. I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Combine numbers are back from last night's action, opening it up in prime time. The quarterbacks, one stud might have worked himself into a top 5 overall pick. We'll get to all of that. There's other headlines going on as free agency approaches. The franchise tag is open, and Will Selva's keeping us on top of everything in the newsroom in Culver City.
Absolutely, and I have my mug right here. Schrags with that huge cup in Indy. That would be his dream, wouldn't it? He'd be doing the backstroke in there and an ice
Scrooge
frappuccino,
McDuck.
wouldn't he? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is his dream come true right there. Well, Kay, you'd mentioned it, the window to officially use the franchise tag opening on Thursday, and the Chiefs wasting little time in applying it to defensive lineman Chris Jones, as reported by NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. Now, according to Ian, Jones was one of the top priorities for the Chiefs. KC still wanted to do a long-term deal with him. Jones has the second most sacks by a defensive tackle since entering the NFL in 2016 with 33 in his 3 games with a groin injury in 2019, but his impact was certainly felt by the defense when he returned. The Redskins want offensive tackle Trent Williams to return to D.C., but according to NFL Network's Mike Garafolo and Ian Rappaport, Williams wants a trade if a new deal with Washington isn't worked out. Williams did not play in 2019 and even declared he wouldn't be a Redskin again, but new head coach Ron Rivera is trying to repair the relationship between Williams and the franchise. The relationship between the Saints and quarterback Drew Brees is fine, thank you very much. However, he's yet to sign a deal. The general manager, Mickey Loomis, says all is well, all is well. Loomis telling Sirius XM NFL Radio their goal would be to sign Brees to a new deal before the start of free agency. Loomis says it's probably not mandatory, but it is a goal. As for another franchise quarterback, there's uncertainty over his future. We're talking about this man right here, Tom Brady, TB12. And according to Rap Sheet, Brady's representation is meeting with the Chargers, Raiders, and Colts this week in Indy. Now, Ian pointing out that the Patriots have yet to reach out to Brady's camp about a new deal, but that is due to the fact the team wants to see what happens with the CBA. Brady, though, is in New England's plans for 2020, this according to Ian as well. So even though he's not there, Brady, certainly his presence is being felt in Indianapolis.
I mean, it's being talked about. Everybody's talking about it as a big domino that has to drop before any quarterback gets drafted anywhere or moves on anywhere in free agency. Appreciate the update, Will. What do you guys think about these reports? You know, the two sides were reported to be meeting, you know, the representation for Tom Brady and the team. It didn't happen, reportedly. So do we really believe that Tom Brady's considering signing somewhere other than New England?
The chase is on.
It's on?
Yes, it is on. I feel like the Patriots are chasing Tom Brady, and rightfully so. I said it a few weeks ago. Tom Brady is in a position where he's basically holding all the power because they don't have a backup plan. There is no succession plan to Tom Brady and figuring out the next man up. So Tom Brady can sit back, take his time, meet with other teams, enjoy his offseason. He can delay this as long as possible and still walk into that facility and be the starter week one. I still feel in my heart of hearts that Tom Brady is going to be a New England Patriot. I just feel like he's taking this sweet time because he's earned the right to.
He's definitely considering it, and there's some smoke. And I think we're looking at a 20-year marriage in which there's a fight or something, and they decided we're on a break. And you go on a break, you're going to go out and flirt your butt off. Absolutely. You're going to go out to the bar, you're going to look good, you're going to say, gee, are you interested? It feels good to do that, especially if you haven't done it in 20 years. I still think, though, that the husband or wife, whoever it is waiting at home, is the power in this case. So a lot of people saying and tweeting a lot of stuff. It's a great topic. I mean, the New York newspapers had him going to the Giants. He's not going to the Giants, guys. It's not happening. Dan Wetzel from Yahoo, I thought, wrote an incredible piece. One of the smartest guys in what we do. And his take is that Belichick is still running this thing. Like, Robert Kraft has said, I want him back. Tom has said, I want to be back. Belichick hasn't said squat. And he's kind of doing that Patriots thing that he does with everybody else, where he just sits back and does nothing. Like, I'm doing combine right now. I'm looking at tape. We'll deal with Tom when we deal with Tom. And there's sort of a sense of Belichick, you read between the lines of, like, you want to leave me and you want to leave Josh? You want to go play for the Tennessee Titans and learn a new offense and play for Arthur Smith, Tom? Is that what you want to do? Good luck with that.
Right.
So I still think that Belichick, when the CBA drops, when all this drama drops, will have a sit down with Brady. And I think he's the ultimate closer. There is smoke, but I still think Belichick is running this game. I do.
The question then becomes, to use your metaphor, why did they take a break? Why, after 20 years of marriage, is it not blissful? Especially, it's not like you had a bad marriage. You won more championships than anyone. You won 6 rings together. You've been the force, the greatest team in the past 20 years in the NFL. Why would you take a break?
Kids were terrible last year.
Does it matter? So does having a baby, does adding things to the family help things and alleviate situations, or is it deeply rooted? It's not like he's a guy who won't get love from anybody else, and it's exciting, and he'll enjoy the free agency period. I think you're saying Belichick's a huge part of this.
Yeah.
I think Kraft is very much the key. Kraft came in and made it so and approved the contract. So, yeah, we're not going to tag you. We're going to leave it so you don't feel sort of hindered by what this contract is. I just feel like he looked so unhappy last year. I talked about it all season long.
Brady did?
Yeah, he just did not seem fulfilled. And when you look at the ending of Peyton Manning's career, what LeBron's done in the NBA, they had some sort of say in the way things go in the organization. And if what you're saying is true, Kyle, and Belichick runs the show up there, and it's his way, and Brady's just number 12, that might be the reason he decides to leave.
It could be. And Kate, to his unhappiness, which I agree with, he's not coming back to throw to Lacoste and a converted linebacker. Like, he wasn't happy because there weren't enough players around him. They got a lot of work to do more than just money. You said that from the get-go.
It's just hard because if Kraft can come in and say, no, I want him. I've always wanted him. He's my guy. What are you saying to Bill Belichick, who runs the show? That
and
I'm going to
usually
step
does it
in.
with no interference.
Yeah, then who's more important here? How is that going to work if we're going to break him off with this money? How are you, like, it's all very complicated.
To Kyle's point, we've seen this before when it comes to players that put on that Patriot uniform and towards the end of their career, they are very cold when it comes to trading guys, releasing guys. We're talking pillars of their organization. I mean, our very own Willie McGinnis ended up with the Browns. You know, Vince Wilfork ended up with the Texans. So we never thought it would come down to the Patriots looking at Tom Brady like just another player. But if Tom Brady's willing to walk away and sort of test the waters, then, of course, the Patriots are going to look at him the same way.
This has happened before, too, and I have a sneaky feeling Peter has thoughts on this. Years ago, Robert Kraft gave Drew Bledsoe the biggest contract ever. He wanted Bledsoe to stay, and Belichick's like, no. We got to go with this guy. And they had that sort of civil war.
Point.
So we're here again. Peter.
Peter's out in Indianapolis with us this morning. I know you had talked about this on the network yesterday. What's going on?
Yeah, and Kay, you're absolutely right. I don't think Tom Brady was happy last year. I think he was miserable last year. I think a lot of people in that organization were miserable last year. So it leads to this opportunity of roses and bouquets and everyone in the media saying, you know, he's definitely not coming back. I think that what Ian reported last night, and it's actually very important, that there's no new CBA and they don't know how much money they have for a salary cap, actually leads to why the Patriots are like, we know Tom Brady. We know Tom Brady's agents. We don't need to meet with Tom Brady's agents at the Combine. Let's just take a breath here and let's figure it out. And if Tom Brady's agent, Don Yee, who arrived in Indianapolis 2 nights ago and is here yesterday, if he wants to take some informal meetings, and it's not tampering, if they want to just talk and say, hey, I've got a lot of clients, let's talk to other teams, that's fine. Kyle made a very interesting comment that I think everyone at home should think about. If Brady was so miserable throwing to new talent and not having all the weapons last year, is Brady going to be Mr. Positive Vibes and happy playing for a team where it's a new offensive coordinator, a new situation, new receivers he's not familiar with? And quite personally, I think their defense was really good last year, a defense that might not have a situation where they only have to score 15 or 16 points. I just think we all need to take a breath here. It's not going to happen in the next day or two. Brady's not going to be swept off his feet. And let's just revisit this thing over the next couple of weeks and see how it plays out. One thing I do know, the Patriots will not have their pants down on this thing. They're not going to be surprised. They're not going to be shocked. Nate, you said the chase is on and the Patriots are going to... That ain't the Patriot way. They will not be chasing Tom Brady. Belichick is not going to put out some red carpet and say, please, Tom, please, Tom. They'll have some backup plan. And if Brady wants to pursue other options, I think they'll be able to adjust or at least try to adjust. But this is not going to be Bill Belichick with a rose trying to say, hey, please, let me please be part of your life. If Brady really wants out and needs to leave, I think then it's okay. That's time. And I think everyone's going to be all right with that, maybe except for Robert Kraft, who I don't think is playing as big a role in these decisions right now.
Attaboy, Schrags. You want to respond to the chase being on?
Come on, man. Listen, they don't have a backup plan. I 100% believe that the Patriots, behind closed doors, are chasing down Tom Brady. Because if they go into this season without Tom Brady, they will be at the bottom of the NFL, and I promise you.
Really? You know what it is? If the Patriots are saying, you want to go play with the Titans, go. Brady's saying, you want to go play with Teddy Bridgewater for another $25 million? Go do it. Good luck. They got both leverage.
That's true. You're right about that. All right. Since 2005, Rich Eisen has run the 40 to benefit St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Go to NFL.com/RunRichRun to donate and upload a video of you running the 40 with hashtag RunRichRun, hashtag St. Jude. And listen, they have already raised over $500,000. But you know what? These kids, they deserve much more than that. And on top of that, you helping, you might be featured on the NFL Network. And then you can tune in to the Scouting Combine all week on NFL Network to see Run, Rich, Run. I got them breaking that 60.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it? Come on,
He
Rich.
wears the suit, but he wears good sneakers. I, however, am wearing heels. So if you're going to test our skills in anything, I better not be running around, Kyle.
Which prospect wants to take his first check and use it to pay for a personal chef? We're getting into all that.
Smart one.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis? Hey, do they ever ask you what you're wearing?
Yeah.
Red sweater, button-down shirt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, I'm Zach, CEO of Roman. Some health issues are tough to talk about. With Roman, you can go online, chat with a physician, and if treatment is right for you, we'll ship genuine medication right to your door. Let's take care of it.
I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I have an annuity, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Sports fans are gearing up at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Hi. Let's do this. I was training for the Olympics, and unfortunately I got injured and didn't make the team. I ate and drank everything in sight.
I did anything and everything that I thought would get me like that skinny, and it never worked.
And then I tried Noom.
And then I tried Noom.
Noom taught me how to change my habits a little by little.
They say it's based on a cognitive behavioral approach. I just say it works.
Visit Noom.com and lose the weight for good.
When you're looking to hire, you can find just the right person on Indeed. Indeed gives you tools like online skills tests, which help a candidate show they are the right hire. We'll also give you this groundhog that will come out when the right candidate appears.
Great. You got the job.
Okay, there's no groundhog, but skills tests for sure. Try skills tests free when you post your job at Indeed.com/groundhog.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, Combine backs are on the field, Hall of Fame backs are on the case. Plus, Andrew Whitworth talks O-line prospects and NFC West draft needs. Tonight after the Combine.
Dropped a dime again.
Might be a Heisman moment right there.
Pressure, and he'll be sacked.
Guess who? Chase Young.
Down he goes. Chase Young got there.
He's mobile and the strong arm, and he's a winner.
Tua goes down the middle for the home run.
Holy smokes.
Job by Jeffrey Okudah. Okudah's having a monster game. Here goes Lamb across midfield.
One of the best receivers in all of America.
Coverage of the 2020 Scouting Combine presented by Verizon does continue tonight. You saw the wideouts, you saw the quarterbacks. Are we going to talk about CeeDee Lamb's catches?
Yes, please.
Woo! It's the next generation of stars on the biggest stage, live in primetime, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern.
We love that 2020 NFL Scouting Combine. Let's have some fun with it. We know we've been talking about all the week. The football world descended on Indianapolis, Indiana this week for that Combine. There's drills, there's interviews, and then there's those sweet press conferences. We have heard some juicy sound bites the past few days, but what do they mean? What are they talking about? What's the context? It's sort of indecipherable, or is it indecipherable? I'm going to put these two to the test. Guys, we're going to play some quotes for you. We're going to read some quotes, and you have to see the options I'm going to put up and say, who said that, pretty much. It's very simple. Now, I know you guys, a couple of these are going to be household NFL names.
Got it.
A couple of them you might have to guess just based on the person's face. Yeah. That's the type of person who would say that. Okay. We got a little bit of both. Nate, you're up first in indecipherable.
Being judgmental on a Friday
Here you go.
morning.
Sure, why not? No, not that kind of judging. It's just about food and stuff. Nate, when asked about the NFL draft being in Las Vegas, Nevada, which quarterback prospect said, quote, "That'll be a lot of fun. I've never been to Vegas before. I might have to hit a couple of casinos while I'm out there." Who said that? Was it? Give me my full screen, please. Justin Herbert was incredible last night. Jacob Eason from the Washington Huskies. Or was it Mr. Stand on the sideline and watch Joe Burrow, the presumptive #1 pick? Who said I might have to hit a couple casinos?
I feel like you're setting me up with Joe Burrow because he does tweet. I'm going to go with Jacob Eason. I just kind of feel like he has that vibe where he might say that and actually might do it in Vegas.
Nate says Jacob Eason. Who says they're looking forward to that Vegas trip for the first time? Roll it.
That would be a lot of fun. You know, I've never been to Vegas before. I might have to hit a couple casinos while I'm out there.
Little cocky, little twinkle.
Say that.
I don't think so either.
It's supposed to be a casino.
He did say that he was the guy, though. He said when he gets his first NFL check, he wants to hire a personal chef.
Smart.
That's great, right?
You got me back.
It's okay, he's back. We're back. All right, Kay, you're also up. Here we go.
Have you ever had a personal chef in your career?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, that's the.
It's worth it.
Benihana.
The way to.
All right, Adams, here we go.
Yeah.
It's your turn. Now, this is perfect. This, you can relate to this. When asked about New York City, this player was asked from a New York media member about possibly joining a New York team. This offensive line prospect said, I like how grimy you guys are. I just love the New York griminess. All right? This is a guy who might go to the Jets, might go to the Giants.
Gotta
Is it this
love
gentleman?
the griminess.
Alabama Crimson Tide O-tackle Jedrick Wills Jr.
Yeah.
Was it Louisville Cardinal Mekhi Becton, who seems to be smiling here?
Okay.
Or was it Prince Tega Wanogho from the Auburn Tigers? One of them likes that New York griminess.
I'm going to go with Mekhi Becton because I feel like he has been very vocal in a great way. He likes to see guys on the ground when he tackles them, grown men. That was a quote that he said. I do believe that was him, and I think that's very New York.
Okay, Adams says the Louisville offensive tackle likes the New York griminess. Was it this face? Let's see.
Nah, I just like how grimy you guys are. Just love the New York griminess.
Adams, he's right. Is he right to be excited for the griminess?
He is right to think he might end up in New York because they definitely need him, and he's a great player that your boy, Joe Judge, would love.
Yeah.
So, yes.
It's all fun and games until you're walking and the AC unit drips on you, and then it's the griminess.
But it's like, was it AC?
Who knows?
Was it something else?
Might have been from
was
a bird.
It bodily something? I don't know.
He's projected as a first-round guy. Kay is projected as the winner right now, up 1-0, but it's early. Nate, you're up again. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about a coach. Okay. Now, when asked about what he's been doing since the season ended, which NFL head coach said, quote, I was out in Cabo, and I saw a couple players out there randomly. I got to play golf with a few of those guys, which was fun. I think we broke a record because we played 9 holes in 5 hours, which means they're going slow, and they're probably hitting the beer cart. Was it Kyle Shanahan? Was it Sean McVay? Or was it Cliff Kingsbury? Which of these 3 boy banders was in Cabo with his players?
With his players.
His own players.
His own players. You know what?
Zeke Elliott.
I feel like Kyle Shanahan isn't much of a golfer. I would have known that. I feel like Sean McVay is a golfer, but his players aren't that young, so I don't think they're kicking it with him in the offseason. He has a young group of guys, and on top of that, Larry Fitzgerald is a big-time golfer. Yes. I'm going with Cliff Kingsbury.
Patrick Peterson golfs, too.
Patrick Peterson golfs.
Nate says Cliff. Which coach ended the season golfing 9 holes in 5 hours with his own players in Cabo?
I was out in Cabo, saw a couple players out there randomly, so I got to play golf with a few of those guys, which was fun. I think we broke a record. We played like 9 holes in 5 hours, so.
Nate, surprised.
Surprised, man. I didn't think he was a golfer.
You never talked golf with Kyle Shanahan?
Nah.
Why did you think he wasn't a golfer? Why?
I just never hear him talking about it.
What is it about his privileged upbringing you think he's not a golfer?
Maybe he's too cool for golf.
Maybe he is, but I know they took their sweet time. He was out there with Kittle, Nick Mullins, Trent Taylor, and Levine Toilolo. It's probably a hell of a round. Kay, you're up again, and Nate is not doing well, all right? Another coach, when asked about how his life's been since the season ended, which NFL head coach said, quote, I stay in the office, so I'm a little isolated a bit that way, so there's not much change there. I have gotten a couple of free meals. That was nice. Was it A, Sean McDermott, who got to the playoffs with the Buffalo Bills, B, Bruce Arians, who's Bruce Arians and you're not, or C, was it Andy Reid of the World Champion Chiefs?
Okay, and it was, I've gotten a couple of free meals.
I've been in the office a lot, and I've gotten a few free
Bruce's
meals.
glasses look
I feel like you're baiting me.
It does.
You're baiting me over here.
Baiting me?
So I think that it is going to be a self-deprecating Sean McDermott.
Okay, so you think Sean McDermott. It does look like you're playing Guess Who. Does he have glasses?
Yeah.
Knock it down. All right, but Kay says Sean McDermott.
Probably BA, but I'm going to give McDermott some love. He was great on
Let's see who's been hoarded up in the office, away from the crowd, and getting free meals. Roll it.
I stay in the office, so I'm kind of
He won the Super
isolated a
Bowl.
little bit that way.
You know, that's why I thought he was baiting me.
So it's not. There's not much change there. I have gotten a couple free meals. I mean, that was nice.
Surprised.
You won the Super Bowl, and I thought you were baiting.
Well, you know that's half the game. It's the game within the game. All right, we only have 1 point. K's have 1-0. Here we go. Nate, this one's really something, okay? When asked about why he loves football, what he loves about football, which defensive prospect said, quote, "I love most about the game is that I can literally go out there and hit a man consistently and pound him, and the police don't come." Was it A, Alabama linebacker Terrell Lewis? Was it B, Auburn defensive end Marlon Davidson? Or C, Wisconsin linebacker Zach Bond? Which one of them says it's great? You can just do it.
You're right. These quotes are juicy. Kind of like them sweatsuits them Cougars be wearing. I'm going to go with Marlon Davidson.
You can tell me why.
Just because he got the beanie on, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he got the beanie low just in the
Combine-issued New Era
I'm digging
beanie.
that right there. I feel like he'll run up on you and you don't want no problems.
And he's smart enough to put the New Era logo in the front.
Of course.
So you can put it on the gram.
Of course.
Was it him, though, or was it somebody else who said you can just beat on him all day long and know you don't get in trouble?
Wow.
I love most about the game is that I can literally go out there and hit a man consistently and pound him, and the police not come.
That's it. Yeah. That was the guy. It was Marlon Davidson. And it's kind of a funny quote, but at the root of things, it is still why a lot of people like playing football. There's an aggression you can have. There's a physicality you cannot do on the street. Last one, Kay. We have a 1-1 game, so this is for the win, all right? When asked about his signature pass rush move, which defensive prospect said, "I'm going to put my face in your chin and walk you back from there"? That's simple. Was it A, South Carolina defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw, Auburn defensive tackle Derek Brown, who we love and was on the show, or was it the super freak Clemson linebacker Isaiah Simmons?
Yeah, Derek Brown joined our show yesterday. He was wonderful, but I feel like he's too mature to say something like that. You know, he was just an adult through and through, had a really even-keeled temperament. It could have been Kinlaw, but I'm going to say it's the monster and the nightmare that is Isaiah Simmons, because if I had his physical attributes, I would say that.
She says it's Isaiah Simmons. It's a good point. If you could do what he does, you'd say all that stuff. Yeah. Was it him, or was it Derek, or was it Javon? Roll it.
I'm just going to put my face in your chin and take you down through there pretty much. So.
I thought about this wrong because I feel like Kinlaw has the most to gain, the most work to do. Like, as far as these guys, I feel like are more made than him, at least in our circle. So he put himself on the map with that question right here.
But your rationale sounded so good, I thought you were going to be right. I really did. Kinlaw's had an incredible upbringing, some 100%. Really difficult times, but he's an incredible player. Guy started 34 or 37 games, first-round projection, and that pass rush move, you can't beat
This is what he means, though. He means face on the chin.
How you doing? Hi.
And I'm going to just walk you
back on. See you later.
Easy.
That's indecipherable. Will there be a sequel next week? We got a draw right now. So, guys, Adam Burleson, you may have to draw blood again. That's personal chef time, guys.
It's Friday. More GMFB on the way. Who is the biggest sleeper to emerge on day one? I'm going to give it to Kinlaw. Not that he was a sleeper. Those numbers you just said were crazy. We're going to talk this way next.
Sorry it was a tie, Michael Davies.
Always wants a winner, right?
Hates the tie.
My home is my sanctuary. It's where I can just kick back and be totally comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Rocket Mortgage understands that home is where I can be myself.
However you get comfortable in your home, Rocket Mortgage helps you feel comfortable financing one with a personalized experience centered around you. Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.
You got this.
Take it.
Okay, all right.
Good job. I got some fries, some nuggets, double cheeseburger, a cookie. There's 5 things here, so I'm thinking $7.
It's actually just $4.
It's $4. It's an awesome combo.
Get a double cheeseburger or any of these sandwiches in the 5 for $4. Your way, way better.
I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long.
It's no big deal, really. That little vent that won't stay open. Except it is. That's why the vent is one more thing we check before a car can be a certified CarMax car. The way it should be. CarMax.
At today's Best Western, stay 2 nights and get a free night for your next stay. 1 night, 2 nights, free night. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Paul, I am loving the all-new dual camera system with ultra-wide on iPhone 11.
And I love how it's Sprint.
You can get the amazing iPhone 11 for $0 a month when you trade in your iPhone 6S or newer.
In any condition?
Seriously, in any condition.
And because Sprint likes to do things differently, they're offering a 100% total satisfaction guarantee. While I think their network and savings are great, you don't just have to take my word for it. Try it out and see the savings for yourself.
Now that's a picture-perfect deal. Smile.
The big day. Yeah. So do we have a winner?
And I believe this should cover it.
So that's $22.
It's easy to get used to paying low rates when you have the General Insurance.
Maybe Mr. Benjamin can help out then.
That's Mr. George Washington.
You mean Washingtons?
The General will insure you, even with a less than perfect driving record.
For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think I forgot to lock my Buick. Got it.
I bet you lunch you can't make it in there.
I'm thinking sushi.
Alexa, ask Buick to start my SUV.
You can do that?
You can do that?
You can do that?
Yeah, with the Buick.
What?
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Find out why Buick is #1 in dealer sales and service satisfaction. Pay no interest for 72 months on most Buick SUV models. Plus, current eligible GM owners get $750 purchase allowance.
March 15th, free agency frenzy begins.
Is in for the touchdown.
And NFL Network is there, reporting on live breaking news.
He can bring that magic with him.
League-wide rumors.
This could be a key addition.
And every blockbuster deal.
This guy's a game record. He's a winner.
Oh, my goodness. That's big time there.
Free agency frenzy starts Sunday, March 15th, only on NFL Network.
Launching for the end zone. Touchdown. Dropped a dime again. Burrow looking to run. Might be a Heisman moment right there.
Watch this. All the way to the house.
He's mobile, has a strong arm, and he's a winner.
Tua rolls down the middle for the home run. Holy smokes.
Justin Herbert just put that on a roll.
That was a big league throw by Justin Herbert.
Herbert making some moves.
Pass is a beauty, threading the needle there.
A perfect drop in the bucket by Jake Fromm.
Delivers under pressure. Downfield.
Fromm to the end zone. Touchdown.
Yes, we're here at Indianapolis at Good Morning Football, and those are all the biggest stars of the NFL draft. There's Tua, there's Burrow, there's Herbert. We've even got all the wide receivers that we've been hearing about, whether it be CeeDee Lamb or Henry Ruggs or Jerry Jeudy. But it's been weird here in Indianapolis because I prepared all week last week for these prospects, and there's one guy that everyone is talking about on my phone. It's blowing up. It's this surprise combine prospect who has really stolen the show. Guys, take a look at this hype video that was done here in Indianapolis.
Yeah!
Guys, what do you think?
I mean, tell us about his measurables. What does he have? What kind of a kid is he?
There's a lot of questions about his
what do you
character,
think?
to be honest, Kay.
Peter's got the perfect. Peter's got the perfect. That look that he's got.
Yeah.
He walks in the morning meeting the same way.
Yep.
I picked up something. If you look closely, that Peter has like really big tan lines on his arms.
Yeah.
Because I know he was on vacation last week, which means he was swimming in his shirt.
Yep.
Which I absolutely love. Yeah. Peter, this couldn't be more you. What do you guys think?
And listen, I don't know how many guys actually go with the new era cutoff in the Wrangler jeans. I mean, quite the combination. That just shows extreme confidence. But I hear he has a first-round grade.
Is that true?
Yeah. And because he went to the combine and showed out, he's actually climbing into the top 10.
Triggs, how did this happen? How did this go down? And what did it feel like? I always wonder, like, how does it go with these players in these weird little tunnels?
Yeah, so shout out to the department run by Mike Darwin and Lisa and all of them here at NFL Network, Dallas Hitchcock's crew. They put together this amazing tunnel that they build from scratch, and they construct it, and they have a confetti machine, and there's a guy on a dolly, and it's this high-end shoot you would see for a Missy Elliott video in the 90s. And I was walking by, and I poked my head in, and I said, okay, so this is how that's done. And it just so happens Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs and Thaddeus Moss were doing it very earnestly. Like, this is their moment. They've worked their entire lives to get the tunnel treatment. And I poked my head in, and I said, can I do it too, please? And they were like, yeah, come on in. So I had Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Thaddeus Moss watch me go through the tunnel. And yes, Kyle, that tan line that you saw, that farmer tan, that is because I was wearing a rash guard in the pool all last week with my 3-year-old. So what's up now, guys? Yeah, I wore a T-shirt in the pool.
That's what you call it.
That's
it's
what
a rash
sets them
guard,
apart.
not a shirt. Yeah. Peter, I know you have such respect for journalism, and I know you stand on the shoulders of giants there. Some of your idols, Bert Sugar, Frank DeFord, Sports by Brooks, what would they think of you doing this there at the Combine?
Look at Shakes.
Yes. The great Grantland Rice was always known for his walkthroughs of a tunnel with confetti on his head. Hey, look, we don't all win Pulitzers every day. Sometimes you got to do the little things, and walking through a tunnel with Childish Gambino blasting in the background was just part of the job, Kyle.
I will say this: knowing Peter for 4 years, when we first started the show, he would
never
touch a football.
No, wouldn't do it.
I couldn't even toss it to him.
That's fair.
And now this dude's the first overall draft pick in the 2020 draft.
Fair.
Amazing.
Love you, Shrakes. Thank you for doing
Peter.
that, man.
Amazing.
Excellent work by Peter Schrager there. What a treat on a Friday. More Combine news for you. The fallout will tell you about all of the numbers, too. The numbers came in. There were some crazy catches, difference makers as far as the draft is concerned. Ahead, Will Selva's out in the newsroom in Culver City. Will, were you in it? Do you have a tunnel video to show us, too?
I don't, but I do think the flashpoint of this program was wearing the rompers. At that point in time, that's when Shrake said, you know what? It's done.
I'm in.
It's over. I'm all about this.
Yeah, he took the red pill. Yeah.
Yes,
that was a good show.
Absolutely. Oh, that was fantastic. Either way, Ohio State's Chase Young may have had the line of the NFL Scouting Combine, and it came on our show in response to not working out, telling our coincidentally, guy, Peter Schrager, he's not trying to compete to be a Combine player. He needs to be a football player. The projected top 5 pick is widely believed to be eyed by the Redskins at number 2. And speaking to reporters on Thursday, Young certainly sounded pretty confident in his ability and where he belongs on this prospect list.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm the best player in the draft. I think I showed it on my tape. You can go to every game. I think I showed it. I definitely think I put my best foot forward this year. I grinded hard. Two of my biggest things are hard work and dedication, and I'm gonna bring those two to the NFL with me.
Well, former LSU tight end, there he is, Thaddeus Moss, did not work out at the NFL Scouting Combine, but it's not because he didn't want to. Moss is physical, revealing a Jones fracture in his right foot and will undergo surgery. This, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport. Tom and Ian both reporting Moss will have 6 to 8 weeks to recover and should be healthy for his rookie campaign. The NFL Scouting Combine also brings the inevitable rando questions from teams. And former Miami defensive end Trayvon Hill was presented with a hypothetical situation. Would he wash the car of a veteran player on a weekly basis? And he gave a resounding heck no. Cleaning that up a bit for morning television, of course, but you get the point there. As he said, he wouldn't do it. We'll see where he goes his rookie season. Either way, we'll tell you where you're going. You're going to stay right where you are. Did Henry Ruggs III actually break the 40-yard dash record? Stick around and find out. You're watching Good Morning Football.
Everyone loves the benefits of compression socks, but they're just so hard to get on. Until now. Introducing the all-new Copperfit Energy Socks, redesigned for the first ever easy on, easy off fit to help reduce swelling, relieve tired, achy muscles, and provide energizing support. A new blend of stretch fabric for the most comfortable, easy on, easy off compression fit.
Being a SWAT commander, we train to win. The Copper Fit Energy Socks, they didn't feel like other compression socks. It totally exceeded my expectations.
Our most powerful copper-infused fabric, woven into our easy-on, easy-off compression sock to help reduce swelling discomfort from prolonged sitting or standing.
I'm 38 and a half weeks pregnant. Copper Fit Energy Socks worked beautifully.
Extra support around the arch and ankles for increased support and relief of muscle aches and pains.
I'm so excited about these socks. I'm so much more energized to go do things after a day of work. They just slip right on, yet they still have that same compression that you want.
A soft cushion footbed for all-day comfort.
I'm on my feet at least 9 to 10 hours a day. These were fantastic. A lot of compression socks are a little too thin, especially for what I do. With Copper Fit, I could wear these every day.
Feel more energized, feel more active, just feel better.
They just hug your leg. It relieves all the pressure that you have. I have so much energy, I can go, hey, you want to dance?
The first ever easy on, easy off compression sock. The most comfortable compression sock you will ever wear. Get your Copper Fit Energy Socks now online at GetEnergySocks.com for only $19.99. Call 1-800-343-4501. Order right now and we'll include a second pair of compression socks free.
I've never felt anything like it before.
No more pain, no more swelling, no more achy, tired feet.
I can never go back to regular compression socks again.
Don't settle for ordinary. Ask for the original by name, Copper Fit Energy Socks.
The NFL season is 17 weeks, 32 teams, 256 games, plus preseason and playoffs. That's over 50,000 plays. Like this one, each generating thousands of data points that can help the NFL understand player health and safety like never before. With Amazon Web Services technology, we'll simulate in-game scenarios millions of times to pinpoint where and how we can advance player safety. And that's building a better game.
I was in, y'all's situation. My sophomore year, I got arrested. We have kids feeling like they need to commit crimes because their house is not stable, no support system. So what you supposed to do? Everything can change, man. You gotta show somebody that you really care, that you trying to change. I started this foundation to help you reach your goals, no matter if we have to dish out 100 school books, 100 book bags. Tough times don't last, tough people do.
Running backs, offensive linemen, and special teams. The coverage of the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine continues today. It's presented by Verizon. These are the next stars that you need to be paying attention to. They're making waves. It's going to impact the draft in Vegas. It's all happening live in primetime right here on NFL Network. And it kicks off at 4 p.m. Eastern.
We are in the throes of the Combine. We love it. Let's hand out some awards. Let's do a little award show, which we're suited to do because I think we're the only show where all the hosts have seen Parasite, right? Yeah. We're qualified, right?
You saw it finally?
Oh, yeah. Nate's in. Kay's in. So let's go into the basement, see what's going on down in there. We thought we'd give out some Combine awards. Nate, who's the first one?
All right, let me go ahead and pull this.
All right, push it up to the side.
All right, let's go. Okay. This award is the Punters Are People 2 Award, which goes to a guy that reminds us that just because you kick the ball, that doesn't mean you're not a beast. This year it goes to Arizona State punter Michael the Monster Turk, who put up 25 reps. Kyle, look at my man right here. He put up 25 reps on the bench press. You want to talk about an absolute beast? I was actually glad when they said receivers didn't have to do the bench press in 2003 because I have a bird chest.
But they didn't make you do that?
No. They didn't make us do it. But listen, though, I want you guys to check out this full screen.
Wow.
25? Is that a lot? Are you thinking to yourself? Well, how about this? That is more than, look at Bradley Chubb, Joey Bosa, Chandler Jones, Patrick Willis. How about that for a beast?
Unbelievable.
Want to put him at linebacker? Go ahead and put
Yes, I do.
at linebacker.
Let's work out a fake punt already. Yeah. Somewhere Pat McAfee standing in a pool of drool for the brand. Next up, it's the In the Face Award. Which goes to a prospect who was going through the drills, catching the ball, and then, as sometimes happens,
oh no!
Boom! Right in the face. And I'll tell you why this is a positive, all right? He uses his head, but not in the right way. Why don't we roll the clip of Mitchell Cox, the South Florida tight end, Mitchell Wilcox, rather, who turns around, catch, and look out, bam! Now, let me tell you why I like this. Toughness. He took it right through the face, which is not a joke, to the bridge of the nose, to the eyes, and finished the drill. He could have bailed out. Look at that. It was a direct shot, and he kept going, barely even broke stride. So, Mr. Cox, people want to meme you and everything, and I get it. It's a goofy image, but I like how you finished, and you did not hesitate to say, I'm out. Good job, Mitchell Cox. Mitchell Wilcox.
Yeah, that was tough. He looked the wrong way initially, and it caught him off guard.
Thank you.
I thought you went, ugh.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Finally, these prospects have been training, and they haven't had a chance to work on some of the other things that are important. So let's take a look at something that really takes a skill to work on. It's the farmer tan. The best farmer tan goes to Florida International quarterback who's under the sun a lot down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, James Morgan. This is real. This is an ombre tan right here. Florida sun doing its thing on the lower arms, a little less so on the top. I mean, I liked this one, but then I saw the Peter Schrager tunnel thing.
Forget about it.
High fade up
and now
there.
I kind of think Peter's got him cooked.
Yeah, Peter's the Joe Burrow
On
of
the
farmer
tan.
tans for sure. He's the presumptive #1 pick. I like that his neck, the back of his neck is still white, which means he probably had a hat on.
Yeah.
That's a farmer play. Veteran farmer
What do you think
play.
of those awards?
Awesome awards. I want to say that Turk, his uncle was Matt Turk, the old NFL punter, so there's bloodlines there. And obviously these guys, the kid who got the Wilcox, I felt bad for that guy because all over the internet they're memeing him. This guy's going to be drafted and have an NFL career. It's one of those stories where we always roll our eyes, like inspirational story. Well, last night didn't go great. He was the joke of the internet. Let's see him now have an NFL career, end up being George Kittle. Then we'll say, who got the last laugh? But it was a cool night for all these kids. There's 3 more nights to go. I appreciate your awards, and I appreciate the farmer tan. There's nothing wrong with it. Stop farmer tan shaming, Kyle. It's not like we can all walk around the beach with no shirt like you, okay? Some of us have to wear a T-shirt.
I'll tell you this. Peter's always the coolest guy in the room. Has seen every movie ever, read every book ever. Peter's not seen Parasite. Peter, why don't you get with it? It won Best Picture. It's changing the industry. Why don't you go see a movie every once in a while? Come on now.
Hop off of farmersonly.com.
Upset
and go see
about
the movie.
Uncut Gems. Uncut Farmers Only. Uncut Gems should have been nominated. That was a robbery. I didn't watch the Oscars. I will see no other movies.
Peter stands with Uncut Gems hard.
Adam Sandler should come on our show just for that take.
That movie was crazy. Uncut Gems was crazy.
Yeah?
You haven't seen it?
That one I haven't.
No, I haven't.
Oh, man.
Thank you so much, Peter Schrager. We've got so much more ahead. Okay, guys, an hour's gone by and we haven't talked to CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk CD Burner.
I mean,
we haven't touched much Ruggs either.
We got to talk about, well, what Ruggs did and did not do and how it affects the top of the draft. We'll be back to show you the best 40s from the Combine next.
Ladies, start your engines.
Hello,
look at that, man.
ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Puerto Rican Peter.
Haters say it's Photoshopped.
In August 1619, a ship appeared on this horizon near Point Comfort, Virginia. It carried more than 20 enslaved Africans who were sold to the colonists. No aspect of the country we know today has been untouched by the slavery that followed. America was not yet America, but this was the moment it began.
These people are here to pick up the same prescription. They both know drug costs are out of control, but one of them is taking back control with GoodRx. So while he's paying that much, she's paying this much. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Download the free app today.
I'm so sorry, Preston T. I need to follow my heart.
I know I'm not the smartest or the fastest.
I'm going with Frankie C.
Jake from State Farm?
Here's the deal. She's not the one for you. Sure, she's got that cool apartment, that brand new car, but she doesn't have good insurance. If she's not gonna protect all her stuff with State Farm, how's she gonna protect her heart?
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Atkins peanut butter cups are my favorite, but I always want one more. You? Yes, Hannah. The answer is yes. Chocolate, peanut butter, and 0 sugar. We can have one more.
The flu sucks everything out of you. The fever, aches, and chills can flatten you fast. Prescription Xofluza can help you feel better in just over 2 days. Over-the-counter medicines just treat symptoms. Xofluza is different. It attacks the flu virus at its source with just 1 dose. But your window for prescription treatment is short. Ask your doctor about Xofluza within 48 hours of your first symptoms. Xofluza treats the flu in people 12 years and older whose flu symptoms started within the last 2 days. Before taking Xofluza, tell your doctor if you're pregnant, nursing, and all the medications you take. Do not take Xofluza if you are allergic to baloxavir marboxyl or any of the ingredients in Xofluza. If you develop an allergic reaction, call your doctor immediately. The most common side effects are bronchitis, nausea, diarrhea, sinusitis, and headache. The sooner your doctor prescribes Xofluza, the sooner you can start feeling like you, not the flu. Xofluza, 1 dose can do it. Visit Xofluza.com to download a coupon.
All next week, we're replaying every episode of the NFL 100 All-Time Team.
You had a way of making people think they were open just to set the trap.
It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it.
Ray, you're one of the most complete players that ever played the game.
Just this big, enormous guy that is unstoppable.
All of these great wide receivers, they didn't do it the way he do.
Be in the company of these men, pretty sweet.
The bright lights are on all week long, and the next generation of NFL superstars are all in Indianapolis. Lucas Oil Stadium, the home, the center of the festivities out there. We're here in New York City, our home, and we thank you for choosing us on this Friday morning. This is Good Morning Football. My name's Kay. Nate Burleson, Kyle Brandt alongside. We, of course, will get to Peter Schrager in a bit, but the Combine, I feel like it's very stressful. It's even stressful to watch. That in the face award, like
Very
those
stressful.
crazy things happen and then everybody tweets about it. But all in all, kind of a cool vibe with it being in prime time with the quarterbacks and wide receivers leading it off, yeah?
Everybody was watching, and I love it. It should be one of those things that the fans get to enjoy and see every step of the process because we're basically living these guys' dream with them.
Henry Ruggs steps up to run his 40. I was nervous. My palms are sweating. And then the thing that makes it real nervous is these guys false start sometimes, and they have to come over and stop back. He had a false start and had to restart. I'm like, this is millions of dollars.
Not to mention, you got to listen to the guy telling you, so you got to 3 seconds. Give me 3 seconds.
I know. I have to turn it off.
To talk fashion for a second, you guys were excited about some of the arm tats.
Oh, my gosh.
Full sleeves?
It's a convention, right? It's so much good.
Crazy. Guys are getting tatted up younger and younger. I go to high school games and guys are getting tattoos.
That makes me nervous.
Crazy.
I mean, you're going to love when you're 40, when you love when you're 16. Isn't that a little early to fully commit?
Yeah, that Pokemon tattoo ain't
All right, you want to talk Ruggs now?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's break it down. It's time for the lead block. He is the Alabama wide receiver. You will know his name in the 2020 season, so get to know him right now. So, you know, he wanted to beat John Ross's 4.22 40-yard dash. He came just short, walking away with an official 4.27, and he also had some ice packs on his legs, on his calves, walking off the field afterwards, off the turf, and he was done for the night. He didn't participate in any other drills. John Ross was tuned into the Combine. Of course he was. And he said, boy, was rolling. If we take a look at the simulcam to see how Ruggs compared to Ross head-to-head, what do you guys think?
Look at the forward lean of John Ross. We forget just how fast that was. I mean, it was almost as if, like, he could have ran faster. They both run effortlessly, but John Ross was on a different level.
Ross lit a cigar last night.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Still the GOAT.
Like the Miami Dolphins.
Still the GOAT. You're right. He's like Larry Zonka. Champagne.
I love that he sent that tweet. We'll give you our thoughts on this. I definitely want Nate's. But first, let's go to Peter Schrager. He was there at the Combine covering it all week. And let's go to him here as we send him over with my new favorite graphic I've ever seen. Love this. Good Morning Football. Talk about Ruggs.
Yeah, for the viewers at home, that's not a real coffee mug. It's virtual reality. Just letting everyone know there's no 600-foot coffee mug in Indianapolis. Just it's just what we do in TV. It's an effect. And Henry Ruggs is actually real. Like, that was the real deal. And here's the thing. He doesn't break John Ross's record, and there's kind of like this feeling of, all right, but you have to realize just how fast 4.28 is. Like, this guy was blazing last night, and for all the hype, and for all the primetime attention, and for all of the speculation for weeks. Literally 3 weeks ago, I was talking about Henry Ruggs' 40. He actually delivered. He on a sub 4.3. It's incredible. 4.28 40 from Henry Ruggs. Everyone around the league was like, I expected anywhere from 4.19 to 4.35. He's right in the middle of it. And yes, John Ross is going Mercury Morris this morning. But even John Ross was like, that guy's rolling. He's fast. Ruggs is going to be a first-round pick. Is he going to be the top receiver taken? Probably not. But you know what? He might be in the top 3. So Henry Ruggs with our very big night. He ended it without running routes. He actually had ice packs on his calf afterwards. I'm told no big deal. Kim Jones was told last night on the field, no big deal. He might actually run again at his pro day in Alabama. So we'll see. Maybe he could get that sub 4 too.
Appreciate you, Shakes. Before we talk about any of the other receivers and pair them up, I want your guys' thoughts on Henry Ruggs. We took our shot here at the breakfast table, sort of saying, whether or not he'd break the record. You didn't think that it would happen.
No, I didn't. And it's, Peter's saying 4.28 because for a long time it was 4.28, and then they come back and corrected it, made it even faster, 4.27. But the funny thing is that he disappointed everyone with a 4.27, which is like someone being like, I'm only summa cum laude, not magna, or like, I'm only the 50th guy on Forbes' 50 richest people in the world. It sucks. I let everybody down. It's one of the fastest times in human history. It was incredible. If he disappointed everyone, he would have run 4.42. Right. 4.27 is a joke. He's an incredible playmaker. They're going to get him the ball in a million ways. I think he actually nailed it. And part of me is glad he did not break the record, because with that comes great responsibility. Yes. Daniel Jones had a great stat last night where he said he looked up the top 10 receivers from last season in the NFL, and they average about 4.55. Right there.
Daniel Jeremiah?
Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah. Exactly. Because Michael Thomas, those type of guys, they're not crazy burners, but this guy cooked it, and he got the job done.
And when you think about crazy burners, Tyreek Hill is one of those individuals that make you fall in love with guys like Henry Ruggs. The simple fact that he ran the 4.27, and not to mention, he also jumped the 42-inch vertical. So he has the highest vertical for a guy sub 4.3. Now think about that combination. How many plays last year did Tyreek Hill run all the way down the field and then out-jump cornerbacks that were bigger than him? That's the type of skill set that Henry Ruggs brings to the table. And for everybody saying, well, listen, he didn't get the 4.2 flat, 4.2 flat, 4.2 flat. My father always said, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you're going to land amongst the stars. And that's what he did. He landed amongst the stars, 5th fastest time since 2003. He is going to be a superstar wide receiver in the league because he not only can run fast, he can run routes and catch the ball.
I think there's a little important GMFB business, though. Where are we at with a nickname for Ruggs? I've been workshopping it a little. Ruggs lends itself to a nickname. So Allen Iverson was the answer. What if he was the area?
The area?
The area.
Area Rugg.
Oh.
Right?
Okay,
and you can throw it in his general area anywhere on the field, and he's so fast that he'll get it. I'm not saying it's done. Okay. But I'm working on it.
I like that.
Work with me.
That's a good start.
He ties the room together. He ties the field
team together.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
There's a Ruggs theme. We can do it.
Nate, which other wide receiver really stood out to you yesterday?
For me, it was Ruggs. That's the individual that I keep looking at because the speed. Speed is something you can't teach. And for a long time, there was an attachment to fast guys that they couldn't run routes, that they couldn't actually stop, and they couldn't catch the ball. I think nowadays, because guys have been running routes since they're 8, 9 years old, that these fast guys, they come into the league as really good route runners. I mean, there were individuals. I remember Troy Williamson was drafted to the Minnesota Vikings after we traded away Randy Moss, and he had a tough time just filling the shoes of Randy Moss. And then Darius Haywood-Bay, he was drafted, and I remember him talking to T.J. Houshmandzadeh, who I played with, and we were in Oakland. I was playing for Seattle at the time. T.J. Houshmandzadeh was my teammate. And they had a long conversation before the game. And I said, what were you guys talking about? He said, oh, he's one of the young guys that I mentor. I said, well, what is one of his biggest struggles? He said, as a fast guy, it's hard for him to stop. And I found that so fascinating because stopping is something that we take for granted. I mean, average speed guys, we can go out there, break down 3 steps, I'm out of my break. But some guys are so damn fast that they get ahead of themselves. They either hurt or they fall over and can't get out of their breaks. Henry Ruggs isn't like that. He's a different type of beast.
I think CeeDee Lamb won the night for receivers.
Right.
And I also think that Ruggs not running and breaking the record is almost a win for CeeDee Lamb because now the attention's back on him. If Ruggs breaks that record, he's going on Ellen. He's a national celebrity. CeeDee Lamb did this. Looks exactly like DeAndre Hopkins, right down to the 4.5 speed. He looks like a star.
And so now you guys both agree that because he did not break John Ross's record and CeeDee Lamb had that crazy catch in his monster performance, that CeeDee Lamb should be #1 taken off the board.
Number one wide receiver.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Credible after the catch.
But crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
What if there's a team that already has a CeeDee Lamb type and is looking for a burner? Maybe they pass on CeeDee Lamb. They say, we want a Tyreek Hill
We're
type.
talking wide receivers a lot leading up to the draft. Schrager has more on another wideout we should be keeping our eyes on.
I would also say Jerry Jeudy from Alabama deserves a lot of that number one talk. He had a night also last night, and he was my presumptive number one receiver going into this thing. But some guys make money on Combine night, and everyone's going to say, okay, well, the top three guys, they perform. But some guys make the leap, and Justin Jefferson from LSU made the leap. Here's a guy who had 111 catches last year, had 18 touchdowns, put up huge numbers at LSU, but kind of had a knock going into this Combine saying, well, there's a million different weapons. He was always up by 20 points, and Joe Burrow's throwing on the ball in that Joe Brady offense. What's Jefferson going to run? And there was literal talk of 4.6, 4.7 maybe. Like, he's an inside guy. Goes out there, runs a 4.4. What does that do? Well, Daniel Jeremiah last night said it was the most important 40-yard dash of the night because it gets rid of any narrative that he's strictly an inside slot receiver. Now, Justin Jefferson could be your outside guy. He can go deep. And all those numbers that he put up, yes, 111 catches in a college football season, they're not for naught. They're not just hollow. They're, oh, wait, it goes with the speed, goes with the measurables. And everyone that spoke with Justin Jefferson said they loved meeting this kid. His brother's Jordan Jefferson, the old LSU quarterback, and his best friend at LSU was Joe Burrow, his quarterback. So this is a good prospect coming into the Combine. It's a great prospect leaving the Combine, and it's why this weekend is so important. We knew that CeeDee Lamb was going to have a big day. We know that Henry Ruggs is fast, but we didn't know that Justin Jefferson could run a 4.4 40. He made himself some money last night. He also made himself a lot of fans within the NFL community.
I love seeing that Michael Pittman Jr., another guy who did his thing, he had pretty much identical marks to a guy, Kenny Galladay, who had 11 touchdowns last year. I don't want him to get overlooked. So much depth at wide receiver, but I love that you're bringing up other guys, Shregs.
It's a wide receiver draft, and they're showing up. Peter, keep killing it. We'll get back to you in a little bit. Do you like Fred the Sled, the real star that was born last night? If you want more Fred the Sled, the coverage of the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine is presented by Verizon. It's back. It's already back. Tonight, you can see the next generation of stars, sleds or otherwise, perform on the biggest stage. It is live. It is in prime time, and it is starting right here on NFL Network, 4 p.m. Eastern. Go get it.
Herbert was a star at quarterback last night, but Tua and Burrow were not on the field for drills. We have a health update on a quarterback who could actually go number one overall if he's healthy. We'll tell you what we know. And one of the top defensive prospects in the draft will join us.
You're not about to drive without insurance. That's like getting a tattoo while you have a cold.
Oh. Can you erase it?
It's a tattoo.
I gotta go to the general.
Thinking of driving without insurance? Don't delay because you've missed a few payments. From your home.
Or on your phone.
The General has affordable rates even with less than perfect credit.
For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
At today's Best Western, stay 2 nights and get a free night for your next stay. 1 night, 2 nights, free night. Book now at bestwestern.com.
I bet you've never seen a sandwich do yoga before. Introducing the new Papadias for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Home. It's so much more than a house.
Mom, is he gonna be okay?
It's where you save the day.
Yeah.
By making the complex simple, Rocket Mortgage created a home buying experience centered around you.
What do you think?
So you can turn your dream into reality and your house into home. Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think I forgot to lock my Buick. Got it.
I bet you lunch you can't make it in there.
I'm thinking sushi.
Alexa, ask Buick to start my SUV.
You can do that?
You can do that? You can do that?
Yeah, with the Buick.
What?
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Find out why Buick is #1 in dealer sales and service satisfaction. Pay no interest for 72 months on most Buick SUV models. Plus, current eligible GM owners get $750 purchase allowance.
Since 2005, Rich Eisen has run the 40 to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Come on, Rich, come on.
Go to NFL.com/RunRichRun to donate and upload a video of you running the 40 with hashtag #RunRichRun and hashtag St. Jude, and you might be featured on NFL Network. Then tune into the Scouting Combine Sunday.
Now we know the Trump strategy. Try to
Much football.
It's broken up beautifully. Good job by Jeffrey Okudah. Fires far side, broken up again, and delivers a pass that's intercepted. Okudah's having a monster game.
I think you might be looking at the top corner in this year's draft out of the Ohio State. That guy, Jeff Okudah, will join Peter in just a minute out in Indianapolis. First, let's check in with Will Selva out in Culver.
All right, thank you, Kay, guys. Well, what would a Good Morning Football show be without a little Dak Prescott discussion? Well, earlier this week, Dak's agent met with the Cowboys brass for the first time since September, but a deal isn't expected to get done until after resolution to the proposed collective bargaining agreement. Now, Jerry Jones saying Thursday, don't make anything of the meeting just yet. Jones did say Dak's future with the Cowboys is the same as he feels about his son, Steven. Jerry's saying, quote, there's no going forward without Steven or one of your family members, so you've got to get it figured out. This is a deal I have to get done, but it has to fit. Jerry also with an update on a former Cowboy who could become one again. On the topic of Des Bryant possibly returning to Big D, Jones saying he's been thinking about it a lot. He added, quote, I'm not dismissing it. I don't want to sound like it should be dismissed by saying it. I'm thinking about it. Well, there's been rumors swirling about Derek Carr's future with the Raiders. GM Mike Mayock defending Carr's play earlier this week in Indy, saying they need to get him some receiver help. Well, head coach John Gruden echoing those sentiments in an interview with the team's website, saying he has Carr's back.
I really think Derek's a heck of a player, and I got a lot of respect for what he has done, and with some tough circumstances. So I'm not going to answer every media rumor out there. I just can't do it. I'm just going to listen to my serious rock and roll, classic vinyl, and keep working. But I love what Derek Carr did, love what he brings to our team, and anxious to continue to build around him.
Well, our Ian Rappaport mentioning the Raiders as a team that could be interested in Tom Brady. But more importantly, I want to know Gruden's classic rock playlist. We do know he likes Aerosmith, as he was hanging out with comedian Frank Caliendo at a concert recently. Now, that is a combo. And there's a great combo in Indy. That, my friends, is a virtual Good Morning Football coffee cup. But if it was real, our Peter Schrager would be doing a triple Lindy into it. Very little sleep, but absolutely crushing it. This is the combo we like right now. Schrager, you're with a man who is in demand there in Indy.
Yeah, Will, thank you. This is Jeff Okudah, the cornerback from Ohio State, viewed as the top defensive back in this entire draft, and you are now on Good Morning Football. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, man. I'm glad to be here.
I love talking to this guy. We were talking while you were doing your news, Will, and I just asked Jeff, what's it like seeing a guy like Gruden, and what's it like meeting all these NFL coaches? And really, Jeff, what's it like being here as a part of the NFL's first introduction to what this world will be?
It's surreal. Sitting in the room with Gruden on Wednesday. We were just talking football, and he's like, hey, man, are you from planet Earth? I said, yeah, I just like football a lot.
That's the thing. I mean, everyone talks about your game, and it's Okudah is the cleanest prospect in this draft, and he loves ball. Tell us about your passion for football, where it began, and really how it plays out into the field.
I started playing Madden in third grade. So
Madden, okay.
Every single day. It was one with Sean Alexander on it.
Yeah.
So I'm playing
37
Madden.
Seahawks, let's go.
A beast. So I'm playing Madden every single day, and the computer's just kicking me in. So then eventually I'm like, I want to play in real life. Like, this video game stuff's not cutting it anymore. And since then I kind of just fell in love.
Go to Ohio State, and I mean, I look at the names out of Ohio State in defensive backfield, and whether it starts with Bradley Roby, but you go all the way down to Denzel Ward, who was a top defensive player in the draft, Marshawn Lattimore, I can go on and on and on. What makes Ohio State defensive backs so good, and then so good at the next level as well?
I think it's just about trying to be better than the defensive back that came before you, because the bar is always set so high at Ohio State as what's the expectation for a great corner. So for me, it's about Denzel set the bar high, really high. And I wanted to take that bar and I wanted to move it up a little bit higher for the next guy. And then it's the next guy's want to move it up higher for the next guy. And it just goes from there.
The standard of excellence. Yet I look at LSU and they consider themselves DBU, Defensive Back University. And I don't know, does Ohio State challenge that?
See, we don't challenge it. We don't even concern ourselves with that anymore. DBU, they could have DBU. We call it BIA, Best in America.
BIA! I like that. BIA, and that's like a thing.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
And that's through the generations. BIA.
Through the generations. Look it up. Do the research.
Do the research.
Do the research on it.
I love it. All right. So what's your game at the pros? Because you did it all, and the Jalen Ramsey comparisons continue to come up. But if you're a fan at home and you've got a top 5 pick, and you're like, am I going to spend it on a defensive back? What are they getting in Jeff Okudah?
You're going to get a straight technician. I mean, if you really love football, watch the tape. You'll see someone that really is in love with being a better player. Technique is something I really pride myself on. I know that when the athleticism fades away, the technique will always be there. So that's something that I've just always prided myself on, and something that I care deeply about.
Spoke with a scout earlier this week, and he's like, this kid not only loves ball, but he's a student of the game, and not just the opponent for the week, but the history of the game and the players at that position in the NFL. So who are some of the NFL corners that you watch? And not going to compare you to them, but who do you watch when you say you're a technician and say, oh, that's good, I'm going to take some tips from that guy?
Every Sunday, I think the biggest guys I'll watch are Patrick Peterson and Stephon Gilmore.
Okay.
Those are guys that you could tell that they're really profound in their craft, guys that they study the receivers, they do all their homework, and I mean, you see them, they reap the rewards of that on Sundays, for sure.
When these NFL GMs are talking to you in these interviews, and these interviews are at times laborious, you've got to do all the teams, and they say, why should I pick you? What do you say?
I say you're going to get a work ethic that's just off the charts. I'll never get complacent because I feel like it's always a constant chase. You're always chasing something. So right now I'm chasing some of the great corners in the game right now, and there's corners that are chasing me. So I feel like if you understand the constant chase, you'll always be good on the field.
You played on a defense with one of the other top defensive prospects, Chase Young. We had him on the show yesterday. He lit us up with his personality. But he's also considered the top prospect on many of these boards. What about Chase Young makes him so special? And you played on a defense with Nick Bosa. You played on a defense with several other defensive talents. What makes Chase Young stand out?
I think Chase understands the chase as well. I mean, not to be ironic. Yeah, no pun intended. But he was always wanted to be the best defensive lineman to ever come to Ohio State. His bar was set really high, and so he had a constant motor to get to that goal. So the crazy things he's done, he kind of spoke into existence. I mean, leading up to the season, he told me, I want to be the first DN to get 40 sacks.
40.
I said 40 sacks. he said because if you put it at 40, you might hit 20, and 20 is still special. And it's kind of crazy to see that he was on pace for that, which is just amazing.
It's 16 and a half. My last question to you, you're going to be working out this weekend. Deion Sanders is going to be there on behalf of NFL Network. Jamal Adams is going to be there on behalf of NFL Network. What kind of show are you going to put on with everyone watching on the Combine drills?
It's going to be a spectacle. They're going to see my footwork. They're going to say that, wow, this guy really is DB1. And he went out there on Sunday against the best DBs, and he proved it.
Jeff Okudah, I'm sold. That's it. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We're going to go back to the studio in New York. Guys, this is a wonderful young man and a talented defensive back. You can watch him do all of the drills Saturday or Sunday at the Combine when the defensive backs take the field. I cannot wait to see this kid perform.
He's getting a lot of love from receivers that he faced in his college career. Even a guy who's a first-rounder in Clemson's T. Higgins said, oh, he's top 5 for sure when they faced each other in his last playoff game in his career in college. What do you guys think of Jeff Okudah?
Hard eyes emoji,
Keep
right?
seeing him connected to the
John
Detroit
Gruden says, are you from this planet, man? Because of how much he likes football. Nobody likes football more than John Gruden. For him to say that is amazing, and I love that he remembers his first Madden. Sean Alexander, 3rd grade, we all remember our first Madden.
I'm a sucker for love, man.
Go on.
I see these guys, I hear them talk, and I fall in love immediately. I want an Okudah jersey.
You want it?
I do.
Get Nate the Okudah jersey. What team's it going to be, though?
I don't know. That's a good question. I do feel like he's going to go early, top 5 easy. But when it comes to guys that sound like they got it figured out, and I can tell if you're BSing me. I've been there. I've done it personally. I've talked to coaches and act like I had it understood. But when these guys step up and they talk to Peter, there's something about the way they talk and the energy that they hold that I can see that these guys are going to last a long time. That's another dude that will last in the league 10-plus years.
Do you feel like he'd be a good fit for the Detroit Lions, as I was trying to say, that he's in a ton of mock drafts, like slated to go there?
Yeah, they got to figure out what they're doing with Darius Slay because Big Play Slay has been the #1 quarter for so long.
But it means they're keeping Stafford if they do go that direction.
That's right.
Do you think is he a good fit for that team?
He'd be a good fit for any team. That's the good thing about Jeff Okudah is he can play for all 32.
I want to know if Chase Young could get 40 sacks. I'm waiting. That's 2.5 a game. I did the math. I think it's possible.
Time will tell. We've got a couple awards to dish out on our show to wrap up the week on a Friday. The Combine's not over. It's going well into the weekend. The running backs, the O-linemen, special teamers. Ooh, but in your face. Did you guys see that?
Toughest guy at the Combine.
Oh, my goodness.
We stand with you, Wilcox.
Just kept going. We're handing out highest honors for day 1.
Because you can't stop thinking about the hit to the face.
It's okay.
And which prospect had some choice words about good old New York City? We'll tell you.
I want to use my platform to speak out for people who can't speak out for themselves. Whether it was criminal justice reform, education disparity, police community engagement, it's like, let me do my part. It started with this bill to restore voting rights.
Players from the Saints helped that law get passed because they got involved.
When an athlete steps up, people listen.
It's the power of collaboration. That's how we create change.
Can't find the perfect fitting t-shirt? Get M. Taylor. Standard t-shirts are one size fits all. M. Taylor takes 8 measurements on your phone for perfectly fitted t-shirts. Don't wait. Download M. Taylor for free on iOS or Android.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
Names matter. Your name, the name you've made for yourself, and the name of the company you represent. That's why at 4imprint, every name and logo is printed with certainty. Right the first time, on time, every time, at a great price, guaranteed. Because when you have passion, integrity, and certainty, the only name they'll remember is yours. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
I'm so sorry, Preston T.
Jake from State Farm?
Here's the deal. She's not the one for you. If she's not gonna protect all her stuff with State Farm, how's she gonna protect your heart? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Support your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
When your back hurts, you can't function.
It comes on and it'll hit you.
I can't get out of bed.
Introducing the new Copperfit Advanced Back Pro. For more power, more support, and more confidence the minute you put it on. Copper-infused compression fabric that form-fits to your back like a second set of muscles.
It's a life changer. It really is.
I haven't felt this good in a long, long time.
Get yours now at advancedbackpro.com.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, Combine backs are on the field, Hall of Fame backs are on the case. Plus, Andrew Whitworth talks O-line prospects and NFC West draft needs. Tonight after the Combine.
Now
Barkley up the middle, cuts to the outside. Saquon Barkley across midfield, down the sideline. Barkley takes it all the way.
Dropped the dime again. Might be a Heisman moment right there. Pressure, and he'll be sacked.
Guess who? Chase Young.
Down he goes. Chase Young got there.
He's mobile, has a strong arm, and he's a winner.
Goes down the middle for the home run. Holy smokes.
Job by Jeffrey Okudah.
Okudah's having a monster game.
Here goes Lamb across midfield.
One of the best receivers in all of America.
Coverage of the 2020 Scouting Combine presented by Verizon does continue tonight. You saw the wideouts, you saw the quarterbacks. Are we going to talk about CeeDee Lamb's catches?
Yes, please.
Woo! It's the next generation of stars on the biggest stage, live in primetime, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern.
We love that 2020 NFL Scouting Combine. Let's have some fun with it. We know we've been talking about all the week. The football world descended on Indianapolis, Indiana this week for that combine. There's drills, there's interviews, and then there's those sweet press conferences. We have heard some juicy sound bites the past few days. But what do they mean? What are they talking about? What's the context? It's sort of indecipherable. Or is it indecipherable? I'm going to put these two to the test. Guys, we're going to play some quotes for you. We're going to read some quotes, and you have to see the options I'm going to put up and say, who said that, pretty much. It's very simple. Now, I know you guys, a couple of these are going to be household NFL names.
Got it.
A couple of them you might have to guess just based on the person's face.
Yeah.
That's the type of person who would say that.
Okay.
We got a little bit of both. Nate, you're up first in
Like
indecipherable.
being judgmental on a
Here
Friday
you go.
morning.
Sure, why not? No, not that kind of judging. It's just about food and stuff. Nate, when asked about the NFL draft being in Las Vegas, Nevada, which quarterback prospect said, quote, "That'll be a lot of fun. I've never been to Vegas before. I might have to hit a couple of casinos while I'm out there." Who said that? Was it? Give me my full screen, please. Justin Herbert was incredible last night. Jacob Eason from the Washington Huskies. Or was it Mr. Stand on the sideline and watch Joe Burrow, the presumptive #1 pick? Who said I might have to hit a couple casinos?
I feel like you're setting me up with Joe Burrow because he does tweet. I'm going to go with Jacob Eason. I just kind of feel like he has that vibe where he might say that and actually might do it in Vegas.
Nate says Jacob Eason. Who says they're looking forward to that Vegas trip for the first time? Roll it.
That would be a lot of fun. You know, I've never been to Vegas before. I might have to hit a couple casinos while I'm out there.
Little cocky, little twinkle.
Say that.
I don't think so either.
It's supposed to be in a casino.
He did say that he was the guy, though. He said when he gets his first NFL check, he wants to hire a personal chef.
Smart.
That's great, right?
You got me back.
It's okay, he's back. We're back. All right, Kay, you're also up. Here we go.
Have you ever had a personal chef in your career?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, that's the.
It's worth it.
Benihana.
The way to.
All right, Adams, here we go.
Yeah.
It's your turn. Now, this is perfect. This you can relate to this. When asked about New York City, this player was asked from a New York media member about possibly joining a New York team. This offensive line prospect said, "I like how grimy you guys are. I just love the New York griminess." All right? This is a guy who might go to the Jets, might go to the Giants.
Gotta
This is this
love
gentleman.
the griminess.
Alabama Crimson Tide O-tackle Jedrick Wills Jr.
Yeah.
Was it Louisville Cardinal Mekhi Becton, who seems to be smiling here?
Okay.
Or was it Prince Tega Wanogho from the Auburn Tigers? One of them likes that New York griminess.
I'm going to go with Mekhi Becton because I feel like he has been very vocal in a great way. He likes to see guys on the ground when he tackles them, grown men. That was a quote that he said. I do believe that was him, and I think that's very New York.
Okay, Adams says the Louisville offensive tackle likes the New York griminess. Was it this face? Let's see.
Nah, I just like how grimy you guys are. Just love the New York griminess.
Adams, he's right. Is he right to be excited for the griminess?
He is right to think he might end up in New York because they definitely need him, and he's a great player that your boy, Joe Judge, would love.
Yeah.
So, yes.
It's all fun and games until you're walking and the AC unit drips on you, and then it's the griminess.
But it's like, was it AC?
Who knows?
Was it something else?
Might have been from
was
a bird.
It bodily something? I don't
He's
know.
projected as a first-round guy. Kay is projected as the winner right now, up 1-0, but it's early. Nate, you're up again. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about a coach. Now, when asked about what he's been doing since the season ended, which NFL head coach said, quote, "I was out in Cabo, and I saw a couple players out there randomly. I got to play golf with a few, though, guys, which was fun. I think we broke a record because we played 9 holes in 5 hours, which means they're going slow, and they're probably hitting the beer cart." Was it Kyle Shanahan, Was it Sean McVay, or was it Cliff Kingsbury? Which of these three boy banders was in Cabo with his players?
With his players.
His own players.
His own players. You know what?
Zeke Elliott.
I feel like Kyle Shanahan isn't much of a golfer. I would have known that. I feel like Sean McVay is a golfer, but his players aren't that young, so I don't think they're kicking it with him in the offseason. He has a young group of guys, and on top of that, Larry Fitzgerald is a big-time golfer. Yes. I'm going with Cliff Kingsbury.
Patrick Peterson golfs, too.
Patrick Peterson golfs.
Nate says Cliff. Which coach ended the season golfing 9 holes in 5 hours with his own players in Cabo?
I was out in Cabo, saw a couple players out there randomly, so I got to play golf with a few of those guys, which was fun. I think we broke a record. We played like 9 holes in 5 hours, so.
Nate, surprised.
Surprised, man. I didn't think he was a golfer.
You never talked golf with Kyle Shanahan?
Nah.
Why did you think he wasn't a golfer? Why?
I just never hear him talking about it.
What is it about his privileged upbringing you think he's not a golfer?
Maybe he's too cool for golf.
Maybe he is, but I know they took their sweet time. He was out there with Kittle, Nick Mullins, Trent Taylor, and Levine Toilolo. It's probably a hell of a round. Kay, you're up again, and Nate is not doing well, all right? Another coach, when asked about how his life's been since the season ended, which NFL head coach said, quote, I stay in the office, so I'm a little isolated a bit that way, so there's not much change there. I have gotten a couple of free meals. That was nice. Was it A, Sean McDermott, who got to the playoffs with the Buffalo Bills, B, Bruce Arians, who's Bruce Arians and you're not, or C, was it Andy Reid of the World Champion Chiefs?
Okay, and it was, I have gotten a couple of free meals.
I've been in the office a lot, and I've gotten a few free meals.
I feel like you're baiting me.
It does.
You're baiting me over here.
Baiting me?
So I think that it is going to be a self-deprecating Sean McDermott.
Okay, so you think Sean McDermott? It does look like you're playing Guess Who. Does he have glasses?
Yeah.
Knock it down. All right, but Kay says Sean McDermott.
Probably BA, but I'm going to give McDermott some love. He was great on
Let's see who's been ordered up in the office, away from the crowd, and getting free meals. Roll it.
I stay in the office, so I'm kind of isolated a little bit that way.
You know, that's why I thought he was baiting me.
So it's not, there's not much change there. I have gotten a couple free meals. I mean, that was nice.
Surprised.
You won the Super Bowl, and I thought you were baiting.
Well, you know that's half the game. It's the game within the game. All right, we only have 1 point. K's up 1-0. Here we go. Nate, this one's really something, okay? When asked about why he loves football, what he loves about football, which defensive prospect said, quote, I love most about the game is that I can literally go out there and hit a man consistently and pound him, and the police don't come. Was it A, Alabama linebacker Terrell Lewis? Was it B, Auburn defensive end Marlon Davidson, or C, Wisconsin linebacker Zach Bond? Which one of them says it's great? You can just do it.
You're right. These quotes are juicy. Kind of like them sweatsuits them Cougars be wearing. I'm going to go with Marlon Davidson.
Can you tell me why?
Just because he got the beanie on, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he got the beanie low just in the
Combine issued New Era
digging
beanie.
That right there. I feel like he'll run up on you and you don't want no problems.
And he's smart enough to put the New Era logo in the front.
Of course.
So you can put it on the gram.
Of course.
Was it him, though, or was it somebody else who said you can just beat on him all day long and know you don't get in trouble?
Wow.
I love most about the game is that I can literally go out there and hit a man consistently and pound him, and the police not come.
That's it. Yeah. That was the guy. It was Marlon Davidson. And it's kind of a funny quote, but at the root of things, it is still why a lot of people like playing football. There's an aggression you can have. There's a physicality you cannot do on the street. Last one, Kay. We have a 1-1 game, so this is for the win, all right? When asked about his signature pass rush move, which defensive prospect said, I'm going to put my face in your chin and walk you back from there? That's simple. Was it A, South Carolina defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw, Auburn defensive tackle Derek Brown, who we love and was on the show, or was it the super freak Clemson linebacker Isaiah Simmons?
Yeah, Derek Brown joined our show yesterday. He was wonderful, but I feel like he's too mature to say something like that. No, it's not even that he was just an adult through and through, had a really even keel temperament. It could have been Kinlaw, but I'm going to say it's the monster and the nightmare that is Isaiah Simmons, because if I had his physical attributes, I would say that.
She says it's Isaiah Simmons. It's a good point. If you could do what he does, you'd say all that stuff. Yeah. Was it him, or was it Derek, or was it Javon? Roll it.
I'm just going to put my face in your chin and take you down through there pretty much. So
I thought about this wrong because I feel like Kinlaw has the most to gain, the most work to do. Like, as far as these guys, I feel like are more made than him, at least in our circle. So he put himself on the map with that question right here.
But your rationale sounded so good, I thought you were going to be right. I really did. Kinlaw's had an incredible upbringing, some
100%.
really difficult times, but he's an incredible player. Guy started 34 or 37 games, first-round projection, and that pass rush move, you can't beat it.
This is what he means, though. He means face on the chin.
How you doing? Hi.
And I'm going to just walk you
back on. See you later.
Easy.
That's indecipherable. Will there be a sequel next week? We got a draw right now. So, guys, Adam Burleson, you may have to draw blood again. That's personal chef time, guys.
It's Friday. More GMFB on the way. Who is the biggest sleeper to emerge on day one? I'm going to give it to Kinlaw. Not that he was a sleeper. Those numbers you just said were crazy. We're going to talk this way next.
Sorry it was a tie, Michael Davies.
Always wants a winner, right?
Hates the tie.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. This is what an MVP does. There goes Barkley. Oh, baby.
I think they got the best player in the draft.
The Heisman winner, the champion, Joe Burrow, arguably the best college football season ever.
Chase Young.
He's tough. He's an instant playmaker.
The legend of Tua Tagovailoa has begun.
Justin Herbert is going to end with a Pac-12 championship and a Rose Bowl victory.
With the first pick.
My life, my health took on a whole new meaning when I became a father. That's why I'm a proud investor in Roman. Roman connects you with a U.S. licensed doctor to get the treatment you need, where and when you need it. Get started with a free online visit today.
Pain, swelling, stiffness. When your hands hurt, you can't function. Until now. Introducing the new CopperFit compression gloves with Sure Grip technology to give you more power, more control, and more agility than ever. Our most advanced copper-infused compression fabric woven into an ultra-lightweight performance glove that fits like a second skin to support relief and recovery of sore muscles and painful joint stiffness. And new Sure Grip bands built in to provide a strong, non-slip grip for more power and control.
You need total control of your hands when you're doing anything with construction. Your hands are your livelihood. The CopperFit gloves are great. The grip is outstanding here with these different ribs. It makes my hand a lot more usable. It just feels like you're just ready to start the job.
The gloves have been a game changer for me. They help with flexibility and pain and soreness. They allow me to do my job even better.
Breathable wicking fabric with an open finger design for full range of motion, feel, and control.
They relieve my pain. When I grab something, I'm not in pain. The support or whatever magic these things do, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter to me what it is, it works.
I get a lot of pain, and it can make it difficult to do the smallest thing. While I'm wearing this, I do not have any pain. I can use it on the keyboard, I can use my phone, I drive with it, I sleep with it. I love this glove.
The new CopperFit compression gloves with Sure Grip technology. Relief from painful muscle and joint soreness. Guaranteed or your money back. Call 1-800-249-2701 or on the web at getcopperfitgloves.com for only $19.99. Order right now and your shipping is free.
I tried it, I used it, I know it works.
CopperFit gloves definitely just make my life better.
I've used CopperFit before. This has helped my hands so much. These things work.
Feel better with copper-infused compression. Ask for it by name. CopperFit compression gloves.
I sent your new prescription to the pharmacy.
Any idea how much it will cost?
I recommend GoodRx. You get free coupons to save on your prescriptions.
GoodRx. Smart.
Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
Thanks.
Download the free app today.
All next week, we're replaying every episode of the NFL 100 All-Time Team.
It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it. Being the company of these men, pretty sweet.
He's mobile, has a strong arm, and he's a winner.
Tua rolls down the middle for the home run. Holy smokes. To the races. Tua deep on the sideline. Touchdown, Alabama.
And we'll be talking about Tua in mere moments. But first, some news for you. And Florida wide receiver Van Jefferson shouted out our guy, Nate, during his press conference at the NFL Scouting Combine, due to Nate giving him words of advice as a young high school football player in Detroit. Our guy Nate giving back. Nate also calling Jefferson a future steal of the draft. Well, we didn't get to see Van perform at the Combine due to small stress reaction in a bone in his foot discovered during his medical evaluation. The Florida team doctor saying it's a common football injury and is indeed correctable. The former LSU tight end Thaddeus Moss did not work out at the NFL Scouting Combine either, but it's not because he didn't want to. Moss's physical revealing a Jones fracture in his right foot and will undergo surgery. This, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport. Tom and Ian both reporting Moss will have 6 to 8 weeks to recover and should be healthy for his rookie campaign. Former Auburn defensive end Marlon Davidson projected to go to the Titans with a 29th pick in Daniel Jeremiah's first mock draft. And if I'm a Titans fan, I'm all about it. After hearing Davidson at his press conference in Indy, Davidson was asked what he loves about football, and, well, here's what he had to say.
I love most about the game is that I can literally go out there and hit a man consistently and pound him, and the police not come. That is the most enjoyable moment about ball, is to go out there and just really abuse somebody. And then they won't say nothing about it in the press, anything. I ain't on no headlines and handcuffs, no mug shots, no nothing. I'm out here just physically abusing a man.
Whew, don't make him mad, that's for sure. Davidson also saying his favorite pass rush move is going inside because, quote, I got to let that man feel me, so I got to punch him in the chest and then get on the outside of him. And this reminds me of what I do when I'm at the airport and there's no sitting assignments. I do that exact same move, Nate. I need my seat assignment.
100%. You need your seat assignment. Hey, listen, that is keepingitreal.com. And it sounds like 100. A guy I want on my team. I appreciate you, Will. We'll check back in with you a little bit later. Now, one guy that I had the privilege to meet, quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, he is one of the best-known prospects to enter the NFL draft in recent years. In this installment of First Draft, he shares the qualities that he believes will help him make the successful leap from Alabama to the NFL.
Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, University of Alabama. I would say the strengths to my style of play is my pocket presence.
On the sideline, touchdown, Alabama.
And also with the accuracy and timing.
To the end zone, touchdown, Alabama wins.
The NFL's getting someone who's very competitive, someone who just goes out there and does what he has to do to help his team become successful, but someone who also carries himself with humility and class. Hearing my name get called on draft day, that's going to mean everything to me and my family because that's everyone's hard work being put into me. When I walk across that stage, it's not just me out there, it's me carrying my family's name and everyone who's helped me to become who I am today.
Hard to not root for a guy like that. Let's bring in Peter Schrager. He's there in Indianapolis, and I'm hearing a lot of who'd you rather have, Burrow or Tua? Well, and then health remains that one factor wedged between the two of them in those decisions. Can you make the case for him to be, or are you hearing that he does have what it takes to be a potential franchise quarterback?
Yeah, the franchise quarterback is a no-doubt slam dunk. But let's be realistic, Kay, here. This is an injured player right now, so we have to see what the medical recheck looks like in March. And also, it has to be at the right timeline. So if you're expecting week 1 to roll out with Tua based on that injury that he has right now, you might be disappointed. The timeline right now is actually unknown. And until March, we won't know what it looks like. But it looks like he's progressing well. I'd say this, the best situation for Tua is where there is already a veteran quarterback and they can maybe watch and learn for a year. The Patrick Mahomes model, if you will. I don't think he's going to be ready to play week 1. That's just my prognosis on this. If he's not even able to compete at the Combine, it's a fractured hip with very little precedent to the injury. But I do think he is going to have a 10-year career in this league. I think he is a leader. I think he's one of the most accurate passers this league will have ever seen. He's that good a thrower. And I do think that this kid has the it factor, but it has to be the right spot, and he can't just be rolled out right away and expected to save a franchise. It's going to be a learning process, it's going to be a growing process. He will be the second quarterback taken in the draft. Question is to where, and if a team is willing to trade up and go above the Miami Dolphins in the top 5.
He has what it takes, Shrigs, but you can't take health out of the equation. Thanks so much. What do you guys think?
Well, he said it. He has humility and class, and he's also talked about it. He would love to sit behind a veteran quarterback, learn from him, and not too many guys that will be drafted as high as him are willing to do that. They want to play right away, give me all the money, and give me the team. He's saying, you know what, if it's not my time to shine, I'll sit back, learn, and I'll be better for it going into my second season, kind of like Pat Mahomes.
He takes shots for his personality, which I think are unfair and bordering on stereotypes, which is why I liked Chris Carter saying this week he hung out with him and it was funny, and he is a really funny, outgoing guy. Everything I learned about his mental makeup was in January 2018. When you think about this, you're a true freshman, teenager at Alabama. You're playing in the national title game. You've never started a game in your life. You're down 13-0 at half, and Nick Saban goes up to you and goes, "You're going in." What? What? I'm going in? You go in off the bench and win the game and win the MVP. I've never heard of something like that. We've never seen something like that, and it tells you everything about Tua between the ears. That pulse doesn't bounce.
And of course, the reports on the hip so far have been positive. We'll get you all the up-to-date information right here, and really all month long and next month leading into the 2020 NFL Draft in Las Vegas. Anybody feeling sleepy?
Never.
No.
Oh, well, there's some sleepers that we need to discuss after day one of the Combine. Who emerged? Who was a newer name you need to know?
Golden Domer.
That's slow, dog. Look at that. Wow.
Oh, that's slow, bro.
I've seen lower.
Discover how low you can go.
Now that's Snoop Dogg.
With a quote from the General Insurance.
And he's riding with the general.
Yo, G, you drop the rates, I drop the beats.
For a great low rate, you can get online. Go to the General and save some time.
Even for those with less than perfect credit.
Think he's coming back, bro?
T. Rowe Price experts go beyond the numbers to examine investment opportunities firsthand, like innovations in agricultural research. Because your investments deserve the full story. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
The weekend starts now. Make the most of every moment. The redesigned 3-row Acadia. Step up to GMC with 0% financing for 72 months on most 2020 Acadia models. Plus, current eligible GM owners get $750 purchase allowance.
Enterprise Car Sales has access to over 500,000 pre-owned vehicles, most with tech features like blind spot detection, backup camera,
because you never know what might be behind you.
Does the sloth come standard?
Looking to buy? Enterprise makes it easy. At today's Best Western, stay 2 nights and get a free night for your next stay. 1 night, 2 nights, free night. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Did you know 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. faces hunger, and 13 million kids go home not knowing where their next meal will come from? That's why for more than a decade, America's dairy farmers and the NFL have been committed to getting food to kids who need it. Since the program started, more than 3 billion additional breakfasts have been served to kids in schools across the country. Find out more about how dairy farmers in
Now, we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it. A record on job creation.
Now, we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it. A record on job creation, a doable plan to combat climate change.
I led a complex, diverse city through 9/11, and I have common sense plans to move America away from chaos to progress. I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Running backs, offensive linemen, and special teams. The coverage of the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine continues today. It's presented by Verizon. And these are the next stars that you need to be paying attention to. They're making waves. It's going to impact the draft in Vegas. It's all happening live in primetime right here on NFL Network. And it kicks off at 4 p.m. Eastern.
We are in the throes of the Combine. We love it. Let's send out some awards. Let's do a little award show, which we're suited to do because I think we're the only show where all the hosts have seen Parasite, right?
Yeah.
We're qualified, right?
You saw it finally?
Oh, yeah. Nate's in.
Oh, yeah.
Kay's in. So let's go into the basement and see what's going on down in there. We thought we'd give out some Combine awards. Nate, who's the first one?
All right, let me go ahead and pull this.
All right, push it up to the side.
All right, let's go. This award is the Punters Are People 2 Award, which goes to a guy that reminds us that just because you kick the ball, that doesn't mean you're not a beast. This year it goes to Arizona State punter Michael the Monster Turk, who put up 25 reps. Kyle, look at my man right here. He put up 25 reps on the bench press. You want to talk about an absolute beast?
Damn.
I was actually glad when they said receivers didn't have to do the bench press in 2003 because I have a bird chest.
Oh, they didn't make you do that?
No.
Huh.
They didn't make us do it. But listen, though, I want you guys to check out this full screen.
Wow.
25? Is that a lot? Are you thinking to yourself? Well, how about this? That is more than, look at Bradley Chubb, Joey Bosa, Chandler Jones, Patrick Willis. How about that for a beast?
Unbelievable.
Want to put him at linebacker? Go ahead and put
Yes,
Michael
I
Turk
do.
at linebacker.
Let's work out a fake punt already.
Yeah.
Somewhere Pat McAfee standing in a pool of drool for the brand. Next up, it's the In the Face Award, which goes to a prospect who was going through the drills, catching the ball, and then, as sometimes happens,
oh no!
Boom! Right in the face. And I'll tell you why this is a positive, all right? He uses his head, but not in the right way. Why don't we roll the clip of Mitchell Cox, the South Florida tight end, Mitchell Wilcox, rather, who turns around, catch, and look out, bam! Now, let me tell you why I like this. Toughness. He took it right through the face, which is not a joke, to the bridge of the nose, to the eyes, and finished the drill. He could have bailed out. Look at that. It was a direct shot, and he kept going, barely even broke stride. So, Mr. Cox, people want to meme you and everything, and I get it. It's a goofy image, but I like how you finished, and you did not hesitate to say, I'm out. Good job, Mitchell Cox. Mitchell Wilcox.
Yeah, he looked the wrong way initially, and it caught him off guard.
Thank you.
I saw you went, ugh.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Finally, these prospects have been training and they haven't had a chance to work on some of the other things that are important. So let's take a look at something that really takes a skill to work on. It's the farmer tan. The best farmer tan goes to Florida International quarterback who's under the sun a lot down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, James Morgan. This is real. This is an ombre tan right here. Florida sun doing its thing on the lower arms, a little less so on the top. I mean, I liked this one, but then I saw the Peter Schrager tunnel thing.
Forget about it.
High fade up
and now
there.
I kind of think Peter's got him cooked.
Yeah, Peter's the Joe Burrow
On the
of farmer
tan.
tans for sure. He's the presumptive #1 pick. I like that his neck, on the back of his neck is still white, which means he probably had a hat on.
Yeah.
That's a farmer play. Veteran farmer play.
What do you think of those awards?
Awesome awards. I want to say that Turk, his his uncle was Matt Turk, the old NFL punter, so there's bloodlines there. And obviously these guys, the kid who got the Wilcox, I felt bad for that guy because all over the internet they're memeing him. This guy's going to be drafted and have an NFL career. It's one of those stories where we always roll our eyes, like inspirational story. Well, last night didn't go great. He was the joke of the internet. Let's see him now have an NFL career, end up being George Kittle. Then we'll say, who got the last laugh? But it was a cool night for all these kids. There's 3 more nights to go. I appreciate your awards, and I appreciate the farmer tan. There's nothing wrong with it. Stop farmer tan shaming, Kyle. It's not like we can all walk around the beach with no shirt like you, okay? Some of us have to wear a T-shirt.
I'll tell you this. Peter's always the coolest guy in the room, has seen every movie ever, read every book ever. Peter's not seen Parasite. Peter, why don't you get with it? It won Best Picture. It's changing the industry. Why don't you go see a movie every once in a while? Come on now.
Hop off of farmersonly.com.
Upset about Uncut Gems. Uncut Farmers Only. Uncut Gems should have been nominated. That was a robbery. I didn't watch the Oscars. I will see no other movies.
Peter stands with Uncut Gems hard.
Adam Sandler should come on our show just for the take.
That movie was crazy. Uncut Gems was crazy.
Yeah? You haven't seen it?
That one I haven't.
No, I haven't. Oh, man.
Thank you so much, Peter Schrager. We've got so much more ahead. Okay, guys, an hour's gone by and we haven't talked CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk CeeDee Burn.
I mean,
we haven't touched much Ruggs either.
We got to talk about, well, what Ruggs did and did not do and how it affects the top of the draft. We'll be back to show you the best 40s from the Combine next.
Ladies, start your engines.
Hello,
look at that, man.
Ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Puerto Rican Peter.
Haters say it's photoshopped.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
We were taught and raised that we all exist here on this planet to benefit others. That's how my wife and I feel when we give to St. Jude every month. Our giving is right up there with our mortgage. That's the priority that we put on giving to St. Jude.
Everyone loves the benefits of compression socks, but they're just so hard to get on. Until now. Introducing the all-new Copperfit Energy Socks, redesigned for the first ever easy on, easy off fit to help reduce swelling, relieve tired, achy muscles, and provide energizing support. A new blend of stretch fabric for the most comfortable, easy on, easy off compression fit.
Being a SWAT commander, we train to win. The Copperfit Energy Socks, they didn't feel like other compression socks. It totally exceeded my expectations.
Our most powerful copper-infused fabric, woven into our easy on, easy off compression sock to help reduce swelling discomfort from prolonged sitting or standing.
I'm 38 and a half weeks pregnant. Copperfit Energy Socks worked beautifully.
Extra support around the arch and ankles for increased support and relief of muscle aches and pains.
I'm so excited about these socks. I'm so much more energized to go do things after a day of work. They just slip right on, yet they still have that same compression that you want.
A soft cushion footbed for all-day comfort.
I'm on my feet at least 9 to 10 hours a day. These were fantastic. A lot of compression socks are a little too thin, especially for what I do. With Copperfit, I could wear these every day.
Feel more energized. Feel more active. Just feel better.
They just hug your leg. It relieves all the pressure that you have. I have so much energy, I can go, hey, you want to dance?
The first ever easy on, easy off compression sock. The most comfortable compression sock you will ever wear. Get your Copperfit Energy Socks now online at GetEnergySocks.com for only $19.99. Call 1-800-343-4501. Order right now and we'll include a second pair of compression socks free.
I've never felt anything like it before.
No more pain, no more swelling, no more achy, tired feet.
I can never go back to regular compression socks again.
Don't settle for ordinary. Ask for the original by name, Copperfit Energy Socks.
Since 2005, Rich Eisen has run the 40 to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Come on, Rich, come on.
Go to NFL.com/RunRichRun to donate and upload a video of you running the 40 with hashtag #RunRichRun and hashtag St. Jude, and you might be featured on NFL Network. Then tune into the Scouting Combine Sunday at 2 on NFL Network to see Rich run.
NFL Scouting Combine is on and underway. More than 300 prospects participating, and some of them already hit the field. The wide receivers, The quarterbacks, the tight ends, we've got the numbers. The results are in. Welcome to Good Morning Football. We're live in New York. It's Friday, February 28th. Wow, it's almost March. It is officially draft time in full swing. I don't know what this music situation is, but it is a vibe.
It's Friday.
Let's
Friday
do it.
Flow.
My name's Kay Burleson.
Shake, shake, shake.
Can we see the coffee mug? Where is that thing? I like that thing.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Time for the lead block.
Lead block.
Lead block.
Our NFL Network insider and Ian Rappaport said that Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa had an overall positive physical yesterday at the Combine. Great news. He had a clean MRI showing his hip fracture has healed. Teams will still rely on Tua's doctors for updates on the injury since it's considered a trauma injury, gentlemen, rather than a football one. Tua is still on pace to be cleared to play by March 9th. Let's welcome in a guy who's been up all night covering the Combine, who, wow, that is some 3D mug of coffee. I saw this and freaked out during the Combine coverage yesterday, Shrakes.
Yes, move over Pixar. We've got the giant coffee mug. It's virtual reality. It's not real, folks at home. But it is cool. And I'll tell you what, the news from Tua was great. And it's exciting to hear because everything he's done in these interviews has been excellent. They've been saying that this young man has walked into the room and is almost like a Pied Piper of sorts, meaning the other players are following him and coaches and scouts are loving to speak with him. But the medical is the most important thing. We're going to find out more in March when they goes for the medical recheck. And ideally, he'll be able to compete at a pro day. But for Tua to come back with this, at least good news about his health, it means everything is going in the right direction. What a young man. What a story. Now it just needs to be perfect health, or at least health that's trending that way for a team to dedicate a top 5 pick to him. If it is good and all is on the right path, it could be as high as number 1 or even number 2.
And Peter, after yesterday's Combine performances, who stuck out to you and who made your phone blow up the most?
So everyone was very happy with Ruggs' 40 going from 4.27, and it was cool to see that. And then Justin Jefferson, who I mentioned earlier, made a big leap because he ran a 4.40, and that surprised people. But there was a true number 1 receiver out there, and he's been this way all week in the meetings too. CeeDee Lamb is a grown man out there playing football. This guy last evening put on an absolute show with his route running, his physical build. And then they did that red zone fade drill that Nate and I were trying to demonstrate earlier in the week. This guy put on a performance in that drill. This is the pass. Watch this catch. That is insane. Every single time they threw him that deep pass, he found a way to use it. That is hands. That is DeAndre Hopkins. The guy that you're seeing there clapping and giggling is Buffalo Bills wide receivers coach Chad Hall. He's there watching it. You can't even hide your enjoyment for the kid because you're excited by it. Look at this catch and look at what he can do. NFL teams see that there's Chad in the gray sweatshirt, just like, yes! This is what he's going to do at the next level. This is one of these players that they come into the NFL and it's not a learning curve. It's not, okay, let's see if we can get him a good number 2. He is a number 1. You can put him right in there. And look at the quarterbacks that he's played with in his college career. Started with Baker Mayfield, where he scored a bunch of touchdowns with him. Then he moved on to Kyler Murray, where he scored a bunch of touchdowns with him. And then it was Jalen Hurts and scored a bunch of touchdowns with him. CeeDee Lamb is a beast. CeeDee Lamb showed it last night. And that catch right there, just one moment in the evening, might have been the biggest moment of all. He is my winner from last evening. CeeDee Lamb cemented himself, if not the number 1 wide receiver in this draft, certainly in the top 2. Can't wait to see where he goes come April.
Oh, yeah.
And complete wide receiver. I can't wait to see how many wide receivers go in the first round. Jeremiah had 6 for that first round in Las Vegas. Thank you so much, Shrags. Nate, whose performance stood out to you the most?
I'm going to go with Albert Okwuegbunam out of Missouri, the tight end, 6'5", 258, and he was an absolute beast. He ran a 4.49. You want to talk about a guy that's impressive. And with how the league has transitioned from just throwing to running backs and wide receivers to now, every great team has a really good tight end. If you just think about Super Bowl winners, great offenses that come to mind. I mean, it starts with the Super Bowl champs. They have Travis Kelce. The team that was also in it, they have George Kittle. Patriots had Gronk for a long time. You look at what Baltimore did this season and a host of tight ends. I mean, this is what it's all about. Having a guy like this with his frame, being able to do it all. And Peter mentioned Pixar in reference to that graphic that we showed. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. The guy can play inside out. I mean, he looks like Mr. Incredible. Yep. And, of course, I mean, he's a monster when it comes to making plays. So his stock is just going
Up, my man.
I'd like to see
that was
him
absolutely
in a
beautiful.
Patriots uniform. I think he'd be a nice. You're saying all the great teams have one. I'd like to see him fall to the end of the first round. Maybe the Patriots.
Yeah, shout out to Alberto, man. He did his thing.
So, you're very good at doing your jobs. How about another wide receiver? How about a Canadian-born, eh? You love the Canadian. Hey. Chase Claypool did something incredible yesterday. Now, you've probably seen a lot of this guy if you watch college football because he's in Notre Dame. He's on national TV all the time. But at 6'4", 235, which is freakish, he cooked the 4.42. Now, I don't know if we have time in the segment, but I'm going to read all the names of the people that size who have run that fast in NFL history. Chase Claypool, Calvin Johnson. That's it. That's the list.
Really?
6'4", 235 or bigger.
Wild.
Chase and Megatron are the only two people to watch it. And just a little bit of homework for everybody watching at home. But you think he's just a burner? Go to Chase Claypool's Twitter.
Okay.
Look at the tweet that he has pinned on the top of his timeline. It says, blocking is fun too. And it shows him put some dude into the shadow realm, like George Kittle style.
Video?
5 yards into the dirt. It is the nastiest block. So you see him run, and that's great. He can run real fast. He has the Kittle nasty, too. It's a pinned tweet on top of his time. I cannot recommend it.
Doing it right
Chase
now.
Claypool. And one other thing.
Yeah.
We can't get through this. You know, it's tomorrow is the 29th of February. It's leap day. So it's leap year. And leap
Sounds like
day
a segment.
came a day early because I don't know if you were watching the vertical jump competition, but Donovan Peoples-Jones bumped his head on the roof of the drum. That's 44.5, guys. A majestic, slow-motion leap out of Michigan. Donovan Peoples-Jones jumped the highest jump ever. It's like the second highest of all time. Fascinating dude who had to hear leading up to the draft that just not that dynamic. Good player, but not dynamic.
That was pretty dynamic looking right there.
Very dynamic. Interesting dude. Wants to be an orthopedic surgeon when he's done playing. His father is a surgeon, and he's going to need surgery on his scalp because he just skinned himself jumping on the top of the roof. Donovan, I'm sorry. You got to get that sutured or something.
Love
Crazy
it. I don't think we can have this segment or this conversation without talking about Justin Herbert and what he did yesterday. So let's just rehash it for you. The guy is huge at 6'6", 238 pounds. He ran a faster 40 than Jarvis Landry did, and faster than other quarterbacks who we consider to be very athletic, like Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, and Carson Wentz, and that he absolutely lit it up in what you're looking at right here. These passing drills, a powerful, accurate, absolute cannon of an arm. He looked super accurate here as well. I loved seeing it. I feel like, and I'm going to ask you guys this question, is it too prisoner of the moment of me to say that we're at a point where we have 3 legit top 10 quarterback prospects, top 10 overall, maybe even 3 in the first 5 overall picks right now?
Ooh, 3 in the first 5.
We've seen this. The quarterbacks go. And even in years when there's no quarterbacks, this is not a quarterback draft, they go that year.
They always
This is a quarterback draft, so top 10, sure. Top 5, yes. People are thirsty. They be shopping for quarterbacks, and when you look like that, you're going to be on the shelf.
Yeah, and I hear that he's very quiet, a little bit more reserved.
Fine.
That we've had that, connected to his name throughout the entire college and early draft process. But then I was reading tweets and seeing a lot of people saying things about how his guys were on the bench, just guys in general. He's out there pumping them up, being the rah-rah guy, trying to show that, which is very much to your advice to these guys to really step it up vocally and show everything that you've got.
Exactly, and be a leader. You're right, though. I mean, when it comes to the draft, teams get excited. They be shopping. Coaches be shopping.
They do shop.
You can't stop a coach from shopping.
2020, I don't know what's happening. The coverage of the draft and the scouting combine is all right here, and the combine's presented by Verizon. It continues tonight. Running backs, offensive linemen, and special teamers. It's the next generation of stars on the biggest stage there is, and then they will, I guess, take a boat to the stage in Vegas at the Bellagio on a fountain. I don't know exactly how that stage is going to look yet, but we do know the excitement continues today in prime time, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. Got to talk Cowboys, so we're not on the show yet. Here,
federal law.
Time. What does Jerry Jones have to say about the progress on Dak's contract?
How about those boats at the draft?
I don't know how that's going to work. I'd like to see the specs.
It's good. It's all good.
Simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. There's no telling where the money went.
Applebee's new Irresistibles, now starting at $7.99. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
You're not going to drive without insurance. That's as crazy as starting a skunk farm in your backyard.
Easy, Petunia. Back up. Seabreeze. I gotta call the general.
Thinking of driving without insurance? Don't delay because you've missed a few payments. From your home.
And on your phone.
The General has affordable rates even with less than perfect credit.
Just got insurance from the general. Smell you later.
For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Beautiful. But support the leg. When I started Cobra Kai, the lack of control over my business made me a little intense. But now I practice a different philosophy. QuickBooks helps me get paid, manage cash flow, and run payroll. And now I'm back on top with Koala Kai. Hey! More mercy.
Save over 40 hours a month with Intuit QuickBooks, the easy way to a happier business.
Shop the polished casual event at Men's Warehouse for versatile looks at smart prices. Sport coats start at $139.99, and designer suits are 60% off. Plus dress or casual pants and casual shirts are 2 for $80. Only at Men's Warehouse.
My Pacifica. It's the only thing as put together as I am. And this is my Pacifica. It's the only thing keeping me together.
Very chic, Mom.
Yes.
Really, Ma? PJs?
At least I'm wearing pants.
The most awarded minivan for any family. Pacifica.
All next week, we're replaying every episode of the NFL 100 All-Time Team.
You had a way of making people think they were open just to set the trap.
It's hard to get there, and it's so hard to win it.
Ray, you're one of the most complete players that ever played the game.
Just this big, enormous guy that is unstoppable.
All of these great wide receivers, they didn't do it the way he do.
Being the company of these men, pretty sweet.
Hi, Wingstop.
Thanks.
Tonight, get your lemon pepper buttery fix. Or make it a sweet and spicy Korean Q affair. Or kick things up with a hint of mango habanero heat. Classic or boneless wings.
Oh, you should have it. No, you. You're the guest. You.
Thank you.
Really, Dave?
When the dinner craving hits, Wingstop delivers. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
This is Kate.
Hey.
She takes 2 prescriptions. Kate's son Jack takes 1 too. Kate works hard and thought she had good insurance. But she still pays too much. That's no good. So Kate downloaded the GoodRx app. Now she can compare prescription prices to find the best discounts. She even beats her insurance price. Good for you, Kate. Good for you. GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Download the free app today.
Back on Good Morning Football, the Combine is in full swing. It's Friday, lots to talk about. Will Selva has us covered out in the newsroom. Hey, Will.
Absolutely. What's going on there, Kay? And guys, lots of storylines that we are following. The world, of course, waits to see where Tom Brady plays in 2020. Will still be with the Patriots, or will we see him in a different uniform for the first time in his career? Now, according to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, Brady's representation meeting with the Chargers, Raiders, and Colts this week in Indy. Ian pointing out that the Patriots have yet to reach out to Brady's camp about a new deal, but that is due to the fact the team wants to see what happens with the CBA. Brady is in New England's plans for 2020. Now, the relationship between the Saints and quarterback Drew Brees is fine, thank you very much. However, he's yet to sign a deal, but general manager Mickey Loomis says all is well. Loomis telling Sirius XM NFL Radio their goal would be to sign Brees to a new deal before the start of free agency. Loomis says it's probably not mandatory, but it is a goal. Now, the window to officially use the franchise tag opened on Thursday, and the Chiefs wasting little time in applying it to defensive lineman Chris Jones. As reported by our man Ian, rap sheet adding Casey Still wanting to do a long-term deal with Jones, was the second most sacks by a defensive tackle since entering the NFL in 2016 with 33. Earlier this week, Dak Prescott's agent met with the Cowboys brass for the first time since September, but a deal isn't expected to get done until after a resolution to the proposed collective bargaining agreement. Owner Jerry Jones saying Thursday, don't make anything of the meeting just yet. Jones did say Dak's future with the Cowboys is the same as he feels about his son, Steven. Jerry saying, quote, there's no going forward without Steven or one of your family members, so you've got to get it figured out. This is a deal I have to get done, but it has to fit. So, again, we keep talking about Dak. Nate, I just wish you would advocate for Dak to get paid just once on the show. Just advocate once? For Dak to get, just once. You know?
You know what? When it comes to Dak, you should pay that man.
Yes.
Appreciate you, Will.
There it is.
So, yeah, I like that out of Will. Jerry Jones talks about Dak Prescott as part of the Cowboys family. Are we confident now that a deal will get done between Dak and the Cowboys?
More confident now that I hear that F word, family. Yeah, because I used to hear it all the time about Jason Garrett. And he was Jerry's son, and he was Steven's brother. And they kept him around so long, and when there was a lot of people saying you got to make a move, and they kept him around too long, and they kept him around so long that they missed the playoffs. So that family word to Jerry Jones means a lot. It means a lot more even than the M word money. I'm telling you, he starts throwing family around, Dak ain't going anywhere. They'll get it done.
Franchise tag someone, they're still part of your family.
Also an F word. You're right.
Also an F word, and here's the thing when it comes to F words. Family isn't family unless there's finance, and they're going to have to pay big for him. Now, I get it. Jerry Jones is always going to say the right things, make Dak feel comfortable, but until you pony up the money, this is all talk.
So you guys, has anything changed in the last 24 hours? You pretty much, for Kyle, yes, you know.
No, it hasn't changed at all.
I'm not more confident. I'm not less confident, though. I'm just kind of cruising as we sit here waiting for this to get done.
He isn't going anywhere. I feel the same way about Dak with the Cowboys as I do about Tom Brady with the Patriots. They will land in the same jersey they ended last season in.
Triggs, I feel like if they're not offering what he thinks he's worth, he is not going to take it. You've been pretty adamant about that from Dak's side of things.
Yeah, they think they're worth a certain value. They're not going to take a hometown discount. You know, it's actually an interesting setting last night. Jerry did his media availability on the Cowboys bus, so it was a very casual setting. He was lounging. All the different reporters from the Dallas metro area were all around him, and he had some funny comments. He was talking about Dez Bryant. He thinks about him in the shower. That was a wild one. Then the Dak stuff comes out, but the first 15 minutes were about the CBA. And why is that so significant? Because until that CBA is set and we know what the finances are and the franchise tag, I'm not sure it's going to get done either. So Dak Prescott, we've been talking about it for not just 2 weeks. We've been talking about this for nearly 12 months. I don't think at the end of this thing or at the finish line, suddenly Dak Prescott's going to take some hometown discount and say, you know what, I just want to be family too. I think they're going to have to pay Dak Prescott, and if not, he'll be franchise tagged based on the timing of when all that can go down.
Appreciate you, Peter. We'll get back to you in a bit. Jerry Jones also addressing the prospect of signing Dez Bryant, saying, quote, I'm not dismissing it. I don't want to sound like it should be dismissed by saying it. I am thinking about it. Well, now there's drama.
Yes. And he literally said, I've been thinking about it in the shower, which was the quote of the day. And people started to say, TMI. And I totally disagree. That TMI would have been, I'm thinking about it on the can. I think you do some of your best thinking in the shower that lets you know that is really important to him. Yeah. I do all my thinking every morning for the show on the shower. I come up with the ideas, what I'm going to say. Important, private time in the shower. I rank shower rankings or thinking rankings as driving thinking, when you're focused.
Okay.
Number 2, I got shower thinking, warm, comfortable, and by yourself. And the number 1, workout thinking. I love it. You got the endorphins going, your brain is going, you're on the bike, come up with all the ideas. I also think that I just can't stop picturing how nice Jerry Jones' shower must be. I mean, it must be oils and that giant French bread thing that you wash your back with. You know what I'm saying?
It's glorious.
It must be the most incredible shower, claw-footed or something otherwise. I'd love to do some thinking there. No, it's amazing.
I'm right there with you, man. I do some thinking in the shower. And
That's what I'm saying.
I have some crazy thoughts. Like, I remember sitting there thinking, like, when you say the word forward and back, your lips actually move in that direction.
Is that true?
Try it, yeah. And I've also thought, like, I've woken up over 10,000 times and I've never gotten used to it. It's a crazy thought. I also thought, like, when we invaded the moon, were we the aliens? Like, it kind of makes
Or did we even go on the moon?
Or did
I think about that all the time.
So, but I have these wild thoughts. For Jerry Jones to have a wild thought of bringing back Dez Bryant, who leads the organization in touchdowns, is one of the most respected Cowboys to ever play the game. And on top of that, he looks pretty damn good running routes over the last few weeks. I feel like they should do it. That way you don't have to worry about the whole conversation of, do we long-term Amari? You can franchise him, keep Gallup there, have Dez come in. He does need to be the number 1. He'll make some plays. But get into a shower, though, I guarantee it is the most immaculate shower of all time. Probably has you have that guy in the bathroom that gives you the mints and the towels and all that.
You think he has one in his home?
Yeah, I think he has one in the shower.
Wasn't that how they got Mike McCarthy? He did the sleepover?
Yeah.
I just think a billionaire is a master of allotment of time. Like, you're a very busy person throughout the day. You have to use your time wisely. If he is using his shower thinking time, not thinking about Dak, not Amari, not Mike McCarthy, if he's devoting that 10 minutes in that shower to think about Dez, then we got something here. I don't think it's meaningless. I think he threw that out there. It's like, you're doing shower thinking about Dez, then we may have to throw up the X. I'm thinking it might be back.
You're right. $1 billion bubbles up in that shower.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta build one of those things.
Yes?
Yeah?
You gotta help build up a lather, you mean?
Yeah, build up one of those showers, man.
Come on, Dez.
Come on, baby. All right, listen, here we go. March 15th, free agency. The frenzy begins on NFL Network.
So soon.
I was there 3 times, guys. Free agency is absolutely crazy. It's the Wild Wild West.
I bet you handled it real well.
I did. I made a few bucks, Kay. Reporting live breaking news, league-wide rumors. Every blockbuster deal, free agency frenzy starts Sunday, March 15th. Only on NFL Network. There will be one free agent move that will change the complexion of the NFL. So you need to stick with us because we'll give you everything you need to know.
And all the star prospects on our show this week, thanks to Peter Schrager, who's down there wrangling them at the NFL Combine. One of the best defensive prospects out of LSU, Grant Delpit, a guy Schrager put on our map, will sit down and join GMFE.
Name massaging showerhead. Possible overhead rainfall. Great water pressure.
Yes, the straight on. The straight on.
Hello, and welcome to the biggest auto protection show on earth, brought to you by CarShield. I'm your host, Chris Berman. If your car is out of warranty or close to expiring, CarShield makes sure you don't have to pay for expensive auto repairs. That's why I'm a customer. Let's catch up with the action, where happy customers have saved thousands on car repairs.
The first 3 months, we saved $4,100.
CarShield saved me over $6,000 in engine repairs.
Those repair bills never had a chance. Look at those Hall of Fame dance moves. Saving money on expensive car repairs with CarShield will do that to you.
It's like having a suit of armor around my car.
I never have to worry about being taken advantage of when it comes to car repairs.
We're just happy with CarShield. They put a transmission in it and a motor. Who does that?
When your car's check engine light comes on, that could spell big trouble for you and your wallet. An engine, transmission, or computer system breakdown could cost you thousands of dollars. But with CarShield, you'll never pay on covered repairs. CarShield covers practically all makes and all models, new or used.
When it comes to protecting you from expensive repairs, there's a new sheriff in town. CarShield is rumbling and tumbling all over that repair bill. Goodbye expensive car repairs and hello savings. This guy just scored the CarShield hat trick. That's towing, roadside assistance, and rental coverage at no extra cost. That's what I call MVP protection. Don't get stuck paying for those expensive repairs. Call CarShield and tell them the Swami sent you.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed. And once your car breaks down, it's too late. Call 800-631-1552. 800-631-1552.
Indeed's hiring tools, like skills tests, let a person show you they're the right candidate. We also give you a groundhog to point out your perfect hire.
You got the job.
Okay, no groundhog, but try skills tests free at Indeed.com/groundhog.
This is not just a bed, it's the Pod by 8 Sleep. With active cooling technology that adjusts the bed temperature to as low as 55 degrees and a daily sleep fitness report that coaches you toward optimal recovery. Learn more at 8sleep.com.
Since 2005, Rich Eisen has run the 40 to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Come on, Rich, come on.
Go to NFL.com/RunRichRun to donate and upload a video of you running the 40 with hashtag #RunRichRun and hashtag St. Jude, and you might be featured on NFL Network. Then tune into the Scouting Combine Sunday at 2 on NFL Network to see Rich run.
Let's face it, 2019 was the year of one Joe Burrow. The quarterback went from being a relatively unknown grad transfer out of Ohio State to a Heisman Trophy winning national champion in the Bayou. He made a name for himself at LSU in 2019, but the kid from Southeast Ohio has big plans, bigger plans even, for 2020.
Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
Let's meet the Bayou Bengal quarterback.
I'm from Athens, Ohio. My dad was a football coach at Ohio U. My dad really helped me a lot.
He's got 6. Burrow looking to run. Might be a Heisman moment right there.
My journey's been a very long road. Last season kind of validated all the hard work I'd put in before I was in the spotlight.
Launching for the end zone. Touchdown! Dropped a dime again.
There was 3 years of hard work that nobody saw, and then everyone saw the fruits of my labor this year. You see guys like Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, they're all just changing the game. You have to be able to make plays outside the structure of the offense now, and that's something that I've worked really hard at and I've gotten a lot better at over the years.
Joe Burrow was not on the field for drills. He was there. The camera was on him often, but he's still the top name circulating in this draft. His teammate is sitting down with our very own Peter Schrager now in Indianapolis.
Hey, Kay, we are here with Grant Delpit, who is the 2019 Thorpe Award winner, meaning he was the best defensive back in the entire country. You know him from all those LSU games, and now you know him because he's on Good Morning Football. Welcome, Grant. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Blessed to be here. It's a great day.
It is a great day, and everyone is so excited for what you do at the next level, but you've already decided you're not going to compete in the actual drills. Do you want to explain to the audience why you won't be out there this weekend and why you're going through the interviews and the medicals, but won't be doing the actual drills?
I played through a high ankle sprain for most of the season, and I'm really just getting over it right now. This extra month, I pro dated until April 3rd, so it gives me a lot of time to get to 100%, and that's just trying to perform my best abilities. I think that's what I'm trying to do.
All of the scouts will be flocking down to Baton Rouge for the April 3rd pro day. What can you prove or what can you do this week without showing your physical abilities? Yeah. What can you do at some of these meetings and also getting on the board and showing them what you know?
Of course, getting on the board, showing my football smarts, just proving that I'm the best safety in this draft. Talking to the coaches, just getting on the good side, and just really being myself. And passing the medicals, of course. That's probably the top two things I'm trying to do here.
Definitely priorities. All right, so that jersey number that we're watching you wear out there, that's not just any jersey number. Right. That is a special jersey number. At LSU, if you're not aware, Tyrann Mathieu wore that number. Okay, Patrick Peterson wore that number. We've seen DJ Chark in recent years have worn that number. This is the guy everyone compares you to, Tyrann Mathieu.
That's big shoes to fill.
What is your relationship with him?
Yeah.
And really, what do you model your game after when you see this young man right here, Super Bowl champion for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Tyrann from New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans, so just seeing what he's been through in his life. Everybody really turning their back on him. Him turning everything around, turning his life around, Super Bowl champ. It's been great to see. So just seeing him wear that 7, guys like Leonard Fournette, Patrick Peterson, and me being the next one to be able to do that, it's really been a blessing.
What is the significance of the 7 at LSU? Yeah. Because viewers at home, they might watch you guys on Saturdays, but they might know the history of why that jersey number is so significant.
It's a deep tradition that runs at LSU. Guys, of course, that make plays on the field, but leaders on the field, guys most really relatable with guys on the field, anybody come talk to. But, of course, the playmaking has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. So this was a team that people thought would be good, LSU last year. Okay, they're in the conversation. They start off 3-0, all right, And then you guys go on to have one of the greatest collegiate seasons we've ever seen from a team, including a quarterback who threw 60 touchdown passes. You were there for a while, and you had seen this team mature and develop. Then this guy comes into the lineup. For the audience at home, as a teammate, what did Joe Burrow bring to the LSU Tigers?
He really brought a championship swagger. That's what we were missing in the quarterback for the longest time. Defense was always there. We just need a offense, quarterback to come along with it. And they really outshined the defense this year. They saying the least. Joe's the best quarterback I've ever seen. In practice, going against him, it definitely prepared me, prepared the defense for what we see, in the next game.
When did you know? Because the media certainly didn't know. And there's a lot of people saying, well, I told you so. No, no. When did you guys know that this kid was about to go on and have maybe the greatest collegiate season we've ever seen from a quarterback?
I knew in camp, really in spring, when, Coach Brady and all the new offensive coaches came. And during camp, we had scrimmages, and they were putting up, 6, 7 touchdowns each scrimmage. I'm like, okay, either our defense is going to be really bad or our offense is going to be really good. One of the two. I'm really glad it turned out to be the offense. But, I knew during camp and those guys in the offense getting the playmakers, the ball, and really seeing Joe take off. It was really something special.
There's some great defensive backs in this draft, and we spoke with Jeff Okudah, who plays corner. You view yourself as the top safety, and I think mostly around the league that's the word right now. What would you bring to an NFL team? And if their fans are watching at home, what would be your message to them if they're spending a top 10 pick or at least a first-round pick on Grant Delpit? What are they getting?
You don't get a playmaker. You don't get a versatile player to play anywhere in the secondary. You don't get a player that's going to be the vocal leader in the secondary early, as a rookie. Come in, make an immediate impact, whether it be on the defense side, special teams, anything the coach needs. A lot of guys, I don't think really could do what I could do. And I'm very confident in my game. So, I get a lot of hate and slander and stuff like that, but that just proves me the glory is going to be so much better in the end.
You mentioned that Matthew's from New Orleans. You're from New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't always easy for you. Can you tell the audience at home, really as a child, like what you had to go through and how you relocated and was able to really still strive?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people don't know. I grew up in New Orleans East. When I was 7 years old, we moved to Hurricane Katrina. We really thought it was just going to be an overnight thing. So we went to Memphis, Tennessee, me and my family, my mom, my dad, my sister. Ended up the house being flooded. We didn't have flood insurance. Ended up driving straight to Houston with my aunt. And we stayed in a one-story house with about 9 people, 10 people for, a couple months. And it was tough, but we turned it around. I had a great family support system. My family's still together. My dad and my mom's still together, grandmas. I got everybody. They're going to follow me wherever I go, and they've been following me for the longest. So, I'm very blessed and thankful for that. And it really worked out for the best.
I am so happy for you.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
rooting for you so hard. I know what you've been through, and I know what you bring to a team. Thank you for joining Good Morning Football and telling us that story.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me.
All right, guys, this is Grant Delpit. This is an A-plus kid, and he's looking to make an impact at the next level. Back to you guys in New York. Best safety in the draft right here.
Thanks, Triggs. I know you put him on your map with your guys to keep an eye on at the Combine. Thoughts on that? There's a lot to unpack there on and off the field.
No doubt. Incredible story. Individuals like that you want to see win. Those dark days that make you appreciate the sun when it's shining. And the simple fact that he's trying to stay humble, but I like when he was answering the question and he said, there's not a lot of guys. And then he just said, you know what I'm going to say? He said, there's not a lot of guys that can do what I can do. And you know what? Grant, keep that same type of energy, bro, because as soon as you step on the field, there's going to be rookies that are there to take your spot. There's going to be vets that you need to prove you're better than, and then that's going to be your entire career, proving to everybody that there's not a lot of people that can do what you can do.
And he did what he did, Kyle, against the best competition at the college level.
It's crazy what he did. Because he started as a true freshman at LSU at safety. You know how that's DBU, and you're a true freshman.
It's crazy, bro.
He won the Thorpe, he won the SEC, he won the Natty, he won everything. And I know he's winning people over. I'm watching him, and I feel like he's like a slightly smilier Jamal Adams. You know what I'm saying? And when you watch him, like in the title game, he's like Jamal in the sense that when there's a big play or a big hit, he's the guy who's getting up and doing this to the crowd, and he's hugging his teammates and everything. He's the energizer. So someone is going to grab him, and the secondary is immediately going to be lit up. You can start as a true freshman at LSU. You can start as a rook in the NFL.
Talk about it.
Sam.
I feel like he has a lot to gain in this process, but interviews like that, him just telling it like it is and just handling himself are going to be huge. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to look at the tape, right? Because he's not going to be out there.
Yeah, and when you put that type of tape on film and you have the accolades that he has, you don't have to go to a combine and prove to be the man. Kyle said it. He's the energizer, but along with the energizer, he's also the enforcer. So how often do you have a guy that has the intelligence, can bring the energy that everybody follows, but, he'll also knock your block off and you're in.
Forced fumble on Trevor Lawrence right there. That 7 thing is no joke either.
For
that
real.
is like, I am initiated.
Hollow ground.
I wear the 7. It's like I wear the 1 at Michigan. It's a huge deal.
I don't know how to handle the swagger talk, like when Daniel Jeremiah's, and they're building a graphic back in Culver City, and we're talking about the things that he does really well, and swagger is listed on there. I'm like, does that belong on that full screen? You know, is it as important as people say it is? And then you hear out of Grant Delpit's mouth, the first thing about his quarterback that he says is he just brought something to our team that we didn't have for a long time and we needed. So in your words, what is the swagger you're seeing from Joe Burrow? Because it's crazy to see it listed among measurements like X's and O's.
There's a ton of players that will enter the NFL every single year. We're all the elite. We're the top 1% in the world athletically. There's only a select few that have that same type of moxie and energy that matches their athleticism. So when they say swagger, that also means confidence, cockiness, bravado, that brash energy, that hardcore ability to talk in the huddle and everybody listens. Like I say, the hardest thing to do is motivate men with millions. And if you got swagger and it drips on your team, that's something that you can't even quantify.
It's a fine line, too. Like having swagger. There's a fine line between having swagger and being kind of a tool.
Yeah.
Like it happens.
That's facts.
Remember when Baker ran the perfect campaign?
Perfect.
He took a shirtless photo with a white tiger before the draft, and people are like, that's cool. It worked for him, and I think it's working for Burrow.
You're right about
Forgot about that photo.
Remember that? And he did the Brett Favre photo, too.
Kyle and Nate and Kay, listen, there's a lot going on. We talked about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. We have not yet talked about the guy in the back pages here. We will get to Tom Brady. And if you want to know what's going on, I'm hearing he's staying, he's going, free agency's almost here. Listen, all the latest on your team is right here on NFL Now. It is the most connected reporters, our very best, the insightful interviews and media analysis, 32 teams, one source. It's all going down on NFL Now, and you can see it today at 1 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network. Up next, Jalen Hurts. Hurts so good, Mellencamp reference. It played, it worked. I would never have guessed he's from Indianapolis, John Mellencamp.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, he put that city on the map.
Perfectly. Can he work perfectly in the second round?
The NFL season is 17 weeks, 32 teams, 256 games, plus preseason and playoffs. That's over 50,000 plays. Like this one, each generating thousands of data points that can help the NFL understand player health and safety like never before. With Amazon Web Services technology, we'll simulate in-game scenarios millions of times to pinpoint where and how we can advance player safety. And that's building a better game.
Brett Favre, legendary quarterback. Jerry Rice, legendary wide receiver. When legends play, they wear Copperfit Advanced Back Pro. Copperfit's best-selling compression back support just got better with new double-band adjustable supports for customizable compression when you need it most.
That's what I'm talking about.
4 built-in stabilizing supports designed to improve posture and help reduce lower back stress and strain.
You have back pain and it's affecting your everyday life.
Do something. Since I put this on, I feel so much better. The core is the most important thing. To know that I'm stabilized here. Whatever I'm doing, I can give it 100%.
Call 1-800 430-0237 or on the web at advancedbackpro.com for only $19.99.
This does feel good. That's what I've been saying. You think it was fair?
It was fun. Copperfit, live limitless.
Just located. Original U.S. government Morgan silver dollar. Bulletin, 9:45 a.m. New York. National Collectors Mint releases 2,988 of the last surviving United States minted Morgan silver dollars still in existence. Each coin is 99 to 142 years old. All are guaranteed to be in brilliant uncirculated to fine condition. Each contains over 3/4 of an ounce of pure silver. Will massively increased silver demand in China and India drive the price to $50 again or even higher? Purchases of silver coins and bars are up over 400%, but you can still get the same quality Morgans for our lowest TV price ever. Just $19.90 each. Strict limit of 5 coins per caller. Money back guarantee. Don't miss out. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-457-0821. That's 1-800-457-0821. Strict limit of 5 coins per caller. Call 1-800-457-0821 or log on to realmorgans.com.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, Combine backs are on the field, Hall of Fame backs are on the case. Plus, Andrew Whitworth talks O-line prospects and NFC West draft needs. Tonight after the Combine.
TGIF on GMFB. We'll solve it inside the NFL Network newsroom. Ohio State's Chase Young may have had the line of the NFL Scouting Combine, and it came on our show in response to not working out. Young telling our guy, Peter Schrager, he's not trying to compete to be a Combine player. He needs to be a football player. The projected top 5 pick is widely believed to be eyed by the Redskins at number 2. And speaking to reporters on Thursday, Young certainly sounded confident in his ability and where he belongs on the prospect list.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm the best player in the draft. I think I showed it on my tape. You can go to every game. I think I showed it. I definitely think I put my best foot forward this year. I grinded hard. Two of my biggest things are hard work and dedication, and I'm gonna bring those two to the NFL with me.
That is one confident dude. Meanwhile, officially, Clemson's Isaiah Simmons labeled as a linebacker, but he considered himself a man without a position, and that's actually a good thing, especially in today's NFL. Simmons says his best position is defense, meaning he can play nearly anywhere on the field. He can cover wide receivers, rush the passer, and deal with the top tight ends in the league as well.
If you know who George Kittle and Travis Kelce are, then that explains it all. Stopping tight ends and linebackers playing man on running backs is like the game's no longer a 250-pound linebacker. Like it's more of guys that can run side to side and that are able to cover, because it's just such a necessity now with the tight ends and running backs.
He's not wrong. Simmons says he models his game after Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, and Tyrann Mathieu. He also says he has a motto he likes to live by: humble over hype. Humble over hype. That was the exact slogan that I had day one of this program. Good morning, football.
Is that right? How's it worked out for you? Your head's not huge.
Yeah.
Put your head down, work.
Yeah, that's all grind.
Well, we love you, and have a good weekend. Have a great weekend as you enjoy the Combine and the show with Chase Young and with Isaiah Simmons and all of those guys, running backs as well. We've got, I think Mark Ingram will be out there on the field during those, so keep it here. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern. Jalen Hurts, I want to talk about him. He began his college career starting at quarterback for the Crimson Tide as a true freshman, and we all know what happened after that. Tua took over at Alabama, and Hurts found himself at the helm for Oklahoma. Now, the 2019 Heisman runner-up sits down at Mooch's whiteboard in the segment we like to call Draw My Play.
How different was the offense in Oklahoma versus your offense in Alabama?
Very different.
Very different.
Very different, and both were very effective. I'm able to adjust and adapt to whatever it is my coach is trying to do, the different coaching styles, whatever they present.
How much West Coast offense do you know?
I don't know. Let's see. Teach me something.
Oh, you want me to teach you something? Okay. You know this guy right here for me in San Francisco is Steve Young, all right? You know how many times he went under center and how many times he went in shotgun?
Probably all of them under center.
All of them under center, okay. All right, so here's a play. Double wing right, all right? With the tight end to the right. Here's the Z. Here's the zebra and the X, all right? Very simple play. So the flanker drive is on this side. It's a 7-step throw, all right? 2 jet, he's gonna check, and then he's gonna check it down right here, the running back, all right? All right, whether this was Sterling Sharp or Jerry Rice or whoever these old guys are, you weren't even born yet. All right, he's gonna come off here and he's gonna rub, and he's gonna come underneath here. Now, if he sits down against zone, it's got to be far side tackle. Otherwise, he gets underneath the tight end, all right? So you want to have something like this, okay? If it's man-to-man, he will run like crazy. But here's another thing against double bump and run. If a nickel and a corner are stupid enough to double bump and run you right there.
Inside fade?
Huh?
Inside fade?
Inside fade is one thing, but here's another thing that we did. Twice in the same game when I was coaching Favre, number 4 for the Packers, against the Lions in Detroit. Pontiac, actually. We would check to swing. He would check. He goes, swing, swing. What's swing? Well, swing means these guys are he's gonna pick, and he's gonna go, whoa, see ya. All right?
Rub.
This guy, it's a rub. It's not a pick. That's just two-jet. Flanker drive, zebra corner. Where do you rank yourself in this quarterback draft class?
I think I'm one of a kind. Being able to use my athleticism in the pocket when needed, and get freaky in open field when I have to as well.
Excuse me? Get freaky?
Get freaky.
I don't know that. What does that mean? Yeah?
It's like the it factor.
You're only going to work as a quarterback in the combine, right?
I'm a quarterback.
You've lined up at receiver before.
I'm a quarterback.
Draw my play.
Draw your play.
Yeah.
I got you. I got my zebra. Y. He's outside. Taking a little split.
You want to be in shotgun, I suppose.
I want to be like your boy Steve.
Okay.
So I got a 7-step drop first and foremost by him.
Okay.
Got my basic route right here.
That's it?
He's able to sit versus any zone.
Okay.
Attach versus any man.
Okay.
Get my Z coming across on his shallow route. He's also able to sit. But we want him to sit on that backside tackle.
Yeah.
On the drive route.
Yeah, way over there.
So he can get out, clear the window. That's where we want to set our
Get
zone
out of the
at.
way, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And versus any attachment man to man.
All right, so what's
we're
the
clearing them
progression?
out. My progression, coach, I'm going 1, 2, 2, 3.
If you get some kind of blitz, where's an easy throw and drive concept?
My shallow.
Right there, huh? You're a fast guy?
Drive route.
Yeah, okay.
That's Z.
All right.
That's your guy, Jerry.
Yeah, he would just catch it and go.
Yeah. I know some guys like that.
Yep, okay, almost like that. What else can you do over there with that slot side?
If I got any man-to-man press, we're going to check that rub route. So we go swing, swing. Let's go swing. What's your signal for it?
Swing.
Go swing.
Swing, all right? Make sure they see it. When do you like this inside fade?
I like that inside fade versus middle field close.
So,
hard
but
corner.
what will you do on your drop, whether you're in shotgun or here, if you got a free safety and you want to throw this, what do you do with your eyes?
We have to do something to occupy this guy right
Like
here.
what? What are you going to do?
Manipulate him. Eyes, shoulders, whatever it is.
Show me. Manipulate me. So you're going back. You're looking.
Look up.
Yeah? And that keeps me in the middle?
Get it there. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're going to do well, man.
I'm a student of the game.
Huh?
Appreciate you.
Proud of you. Congratulations on everything.
Appreciate
and good
you.
luck.
Thank
Okay? All right, man.
The hug, I love it. Swing, swing.
piece.
He stole your heart a little bit.
Great piece, yes. And this idea that he's like a sleeper, like, no, people are waking up fast. He's not Tim Tebow. He's not Cordell Stewart. He is not Taysom Hill. He's going to be a starting NFL quarterback, prolific college career. He tweets after the workout, not proving anyone wrong, just proving myself right. Guys, in the huddle, in the locker room, he's got it going on. Fast riser right now. I love him.
I love when he's talking about his skill set, that X factor, just doing a little something. Kyle, man, I mean, being a married man after so many years, sometimes you got to do what Jalen Hurts do,
All the time. Yeah. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Got a little freaky, and I don't mind it. Listen, he changed marriages. He was with 2 different programs and one in both.
Talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. He had a new, and now he's got another one.
Get a little freaky out there.
Mooch was like, huh?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
What? I love those. More of those, please. There's a fresh edition of Total Access coming your way tonight at 11 Eastern. Hansen, Carr, what do you got?
Good morning football. Scott Hansen, David Carr alongside. Tonight on NFL Total Access, a full recap of day 2 of the NFL Scouting Combine from Indianapolis featuring the workouts of the place kickers and the special teamers.
Yeah, they're on the team too. I guess that counts.
That is true. They will be on the field, but the old linemen and the running backs are catching up.
That's a quarterback's best friend. Guys catch the ball out of the backfield, keep me off my back.
Guy you're looking for?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire from LSU. I love that kid.
One of those national champions. We're going to have a couple of Hall of Fame running backs with us. LaDainian Tomlinson in studio, Terrell Davis in studio, and an all-pro tackle will join us. Rams blindside bouncer Andrew Whitworth in studio. That's tonight after the Combine on NFL Total Access.
Hansen, Carr, appreciate you. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern right here on NFL Network, NFL Now at 1 p.m. Eastern. And up next, we'll wrap it up as far as our show goes. Is Ohio State the best school for defensive prospects? Okuda tells all.
The 2020 presidential election will be one of the most exciting races in U.S. history. Who will occupy the Oval Office? To memorialize this historic election, this collector's edition 2020 Battle for the White House chess set is now ready for public release. Democrats stand face to face against Republicans. President Donald J. Trump with Mike Pence by his side. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Knights riding symbolic donkeys and elephants. Justices Brett Kavanaugh, Sonia Sotomayor, Chief Justice John Roberts, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Bishops standing guard to protect the Supreme Court. Pawns, elephants for the Republicans and donkeys for the Democrats, are the first line of defense. Each piece painstakingly designed for impeccable detail that is truly stunning. A keepsake you'll cherish for generations and proudly display in your home. Former President George W. Bush, Vice President Dick Cheney, along with former President Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden, rooks for this historic showdown. Who will win the election in your home? You could spend nearly $800 on a traditional chess set, or you can call or go online today to reserve your limited edition 2020 Battle for the White House chess set for only $39.99, complete with an individually numbered certificate of authenticity. Order in the next 5 minutes and you can get a second chess set. Just pay a separate fee. Because the Democratic nominees are not yet known, you'll receive 2 empty podiums to play now. Once the candidate is selected, you will be notified to complete your set. So don't wait. Own a piece of history today.
To get your collector's edition chess set, call 1-800-603-5120. That's 1-800-603-5120. Call or visit chess2020.com. So call 1-800-603-5120 or visit chess2020.com now.
Since 2005, Rich Eisen has run the 40 to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Come on, Rich, come on.
Go to NFL.com/RunRichRun to donate and upload a video of you running the 40 with hashtag #RunRichRun and hashtag St. Jude, and you might be featured on NFL Network. Then tune into the Scouting Combine Sunday.
Now we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it, a record on job creation, a doable plan to combat climate change.
I led a complex, diverse city through 9/11, and I have common sense plans to move America away from chaos to progress. I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message. Now we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg. Is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it, a record